Thank you very much, Mark, and welcome everyone inside Anfield. It's a wild night. It might be a wild night on the field, but currently being thrown into the mixture here is a bitter, squally, cold shower of rain which is being blown in off the Irish Sea and over the top of the Kop and into the stadium. And it's raining down on the two teams who are down there now. The Liverpool players in the famous red kit with the white numbers and the white trim. They're going around one another. Jordan Henderson is there, geeing everyone up, back in the team after the injury that he sustained in the first leg 3 weeks ago. He just runs across now, Henderson, and puts his arms around Trent Alexander-Arnold. And Atletico Madrid are in the all-black kit tonight with the red trim. We know that Liverpool's hold on the Premier League trophy is almost watertight. Not so with the Champions League trophy. The Champions League title is on the line here tonight for this second leg. Diego Simeone's Atletico Madrid leading by 1-0. And the whistles you can hear from the home supporters, because the visitors from the Spanish capital are going to get this second leg underway any moment now. It is Liverpool's 400th match in all of the various European competitions. Jurgen Klopp says it's as tough a challenge as there is tonight for Liverpool to come from behind and go through. The referee is the Dutchman, Danny McAlee, and the ball is immediately played forward for Diego Costa, who peels away to his right. Looked a little sluggish, I must say, and the right foot shot was wide by 1.5 yards.
It was wide by 1.5 yards. He got behind that Liverpool back four so easily. One pass between the two centre-backs and he's through the goalkeeper. A slightly quicker centre-forward to get him taking it on 1-1 against Adrian. Must do much better than that. Can't allow easy chances like that, Liverpool.
Remember in the first leg, Jan Oblak, the excellent Jan Oblak, didn't have a save to make. Liverpool have got to win tonight. They've got to put at least one past him. A draw will do for Atletico Madrid.
Cliff mentioned, John, that Felix who played that pass through there. Brilliant pass, gets four players out of the ball, out of the game, and he wasn't even looking. It was a no-look pass as well, and he finds Costa there. So you have to keep an eye on him, Liverpool, because he's got real talent.
That's Pat Nevin, former Chelsea and Scotland and Everton player, who is with us high on the gantry here in the main stand. You're listening to us on BBC Radio 5 Live, and also Radio Merseyside are with us tonight as well. Welcome to their listeners. And Liverpool with Van Dijk hitting a long ball downfield, but it's straight at Partey in the centre circle. Now Andy Robertson, it's his birthday today. Andy Robertson, 26 years old. Ball high out to the right hand side now. Salah gets it down. Salah begins to cut in field. Left footed ball into the area, took a deflection off an Atletico head, which took it right across the box into the right back area, where it's cleared away, sliced out of play near the halfway line by Correa. The Liverpool team tonight then, Adrian is in goal, Alexander-Arnold, Gomez, Van Dijk and Robertson, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Henderson and Wijnaldum, Salah, Firmino and Mane. Fabinho among the substitutes tonight. Liverpool with possession in the central third. Ball just played back to Joe Gomez, who's making his 100th appearance for Liverpool tonight. Joe Gomez never scored in the first 99, and Gomez gives it to Alexander-Arnold, and Liverpool go back into their own half. And Atletico Madrid with Oblak in goal, Kieran Trippier, the England man, at right back, Stefan Savic, Felipe and Lodi are the other members of the back four. Thomas Partey and Saul Niguez, the goal scorer in Madrid, are in the middle. Correa on the right, Captain Koke on the left, and Joao Felix and Diego Costa. Ball out here to the left-hand side for Correa, who gets his head to it but can only deflect it out of play, so it's a Liverpool throw, which is taken by Robertson. Sadio Mane gets a fortunate bounce of the ball, gives it to Wijnaldum, very congested. Wijnaldum can't find a way into the penalty area, and Atletico clear it away, but Henderson has it back. His lifted ball into the edge of the penalty area, is headed down. Robertson nods it on into the box. Now Wijnaldum on the left hand side, he's onside. Robertson with a cross, that's headed away on the edge of the 6-yard box, but the flag is up on the far side. Did the ball go out?
No, you're absolutely right. You called it. You said
it's
a very, very late offside flag that he's put up. Let it go on for a few moments. I think it was right. It was offside and just, but that's much better from Liverpool. I'm not saying it was a shaky start, but They weren't controlling the play at the start of the game. Now they've started doing it now, and I think it's imperative. You mentioned the squallish hours that are going on. Liverpool, when they play those cross-field passes, you know, that they get their wide players in and they get their full-backs going forward, they're really dangerous. Maybe slightly more difficult to do it under these conditions.
Liverpool 0, Atletico Madrid 0, and already Diego Simeone up to his usual antics down there. Pat almost stepping onto the pitch with instructions. He can't orchestrate the crowd here like he did in the Metropolitano though, although their supporters, the roundabout 3,000 from Madrid, are in great voice as well.
It's the other man who makes Jurgen Klopp look reserved on the bench.
That's right, although remember it was Jurgen Klopp who got a yellow card in the first leg, so he's technically on a suspension, as are Robertson, Gomez, and Liverpool in possession with the ball on the right hand side, and Sadio Mane as well. Here's Alexander-Arnold's ball in, glancing header from Wijnaldum, but it's too close to Oblak, who's able to make a save, his first of the tie.
Yeah, it's a good ball in from what is usually not too dangerous an area. It's midway through the opposing half there. They've got it in with good pace here, got plenty on it, but to score from that sort of angle behind them from about 16-17 yards, it'd have to have been extra special.
4 minutes played, and it's 0-0 on the night. Quite a quiet night around Europe in footballing terms, as the ball is brought on and forward by Correa towards the edge of the penalty area, but in the end he just runs into a gaggle of red shirts, goes down, loses possession. Robertson bringing it forward up the left wing, but then Kieran Trippier's in with a challenge to deflect it out of play off Robertson for a throw-in to Atletico Madrid.
One of the interesting things to watch Liverpool tonight, will they try high pressing when they get an opportunity? They did it once so far and they managed to get the ball back in their position 18-yard line, so when the opportunity arises, I'm sure they will try to do that.
Diego Costa with it in the Liverpool left back area. This is only his 19th appearance of the season, Diego Costa. He had an operation for a herniated disc in November, as Guillaume Balaguer was telling us before the match, and so they're still being very, very careful with him.
It's a long-standing troubles with his back, you know, for the vast majority of his career.
Alexander-Arnold now tearing down the right-hand side, takes on Lodi, gets the ball in, but it's blocked away at the near post, and it finds its way back to the young Brazilian left-back, Renan Lodi, who I thought did very well in the first leg in Madrid, and Atletico are able to clear it, but Liverpool have got possession back. Middle of the Atletico half. Firmino still not scored at Anfield this season. Salah into Firmino inside the box, but as he opened his body, got his left instep to it, but it just took it through to Oblak to pick up.
Do you know, I love what Liverpool are doing just now. They're doing exactly what they should do. They're playing the highest tempo they possibly can. Yes, we know all about the fullbacks, but they are on it tonight. They are flying forward with every opportunity. Alexander-Arnold and Robertson, they just want to get the afterburners on now. That gives them chances to get the ball in the box, but more than that, the two wide players playing against them spend their time defending, not attacking.
Liverpool 0, Atletico Madrid 0, and it is the visitors, Atletico Madrid, who've never won the European Cup or the Champions League, although they have been in 2 finals in the last 6 seasons, lost out to Real Madrid, their sitting rivals on both occasions. No team has played in as many finals in this competition without winning it as Atletico Madrid. Liverpool, as you will probably be aware, the 6 times winners of this competition and the defending champions. It looked like a shove by Joe Gomez, it was, and Joao Felix going to ground, but he got both palms in his back, 10 yards inside the Liverpool half free kick.
Bit unnecessary that, but I mean, Joao Felix was waiting for it to come, and as soon as he felt the hands in his back, he went down. Can't take that sort of chance. No point in doing that anyway, because he's, you know, wasn't going anywhere. He's not going to win the ball in the air against him, so it's a pretty easy free kick. It's not the most dangerous possession, but Liverpool have to be aware.
Joao Felix, £113 million worth of footballer when he was signed from Benfica, takes up a position on the edge of the area. Free kick is taken short. Partey then into the penalty area. Trippier on the stretch, but couldn't pull it back, and could only send it into the side netting from the angle and behind for a goal kick.
Well worked free kick that. You know, everybody else, I mean, Liverpool were probably 8 to 10 yards outside their 18-yard line there, so a lot of space to hit in behind. They knew they were going to do that. That's why Trippier made the deep run there. It was well done there. Simeone deliberately set that out.
Still 0-0 here at Anfield, 0-0 in Paris. PSG against Borussia Dortmund. Borussia Dortmund 2-1 up from the first leg. Atletico just clearing it away into the Liverpool half. Gomez heads it down. St Mirren 0, Hearts 0. And the England-Spain She Believes Cup match later. I'll let you know when it's underway. You can watch it on the television, by the way, BBC 4, 9:15 kick-off. And this is a red button night, by the way. You can listen to our commentary and watch the graphics, etc. if you go to the BBC Sport website and app or the BBC iPlayer and look for 5 Live final score. Liverpool with the ball at the back. Van Dijk taking it to the right to Alexander-Arnold. Now here's Oxlade-Chamberlain playing the ball to the right-hand side. Salah is there. Salah begins to put in field. They actually just showed too much of that to Lodi, who was able to get a touch on it, and then it's lifted forward, but not out of play. Another rain shower swirls into Anfield, and Liverpool taking up possession again. Henderson lifting a pass for Robertson to take down. Robertson, who didn't play at the weekend against Bournemouth because of a little ankle problem. Mane wins the ball back from Correa near the halfway line, then sets off on a run, plays it to Salah, right corner of the box. Salah cuts inside, left foot shot, but he sends it 5 yards over the top of the crossbar from the angle.
Yeah, he's got in a couple of good positions. He goes inside, didn't know he does that, onto his left foot where he's very, very good. There's 3 times now that Alexander-Arnold has gone wide of him and he could have been played in, and he hasn't played him in any of those occasions. But you know what Alexander-Arnold's like, he's going to keep on making that run. He will do it all night long. But so far, you know, we're still not quite at the races again, but as I said, I was chatting before the game, Salah can be average for 88 minutes and still score 2 goals in a game and be the difference.
This is a great advertisement, I think, this tie for 2-leg European football. That first game in Madrid, I mean, the atmosphere inside the Metropolitano was brilliant that night, particularly towards the end of the game, and now the tables are completely turned.
You've got to use it. I mean, Jurgen Klopp was talking about it, we were talking about it before the game. You've got to use this atmosphere. It's gone a little bit quiet just for a moment, but that won't last.
Here's Oxlade-Chamberlain, finds space on the right, the cross towards the penalty spot. Wijnaldum was there, it's headed away, comes out. Henderson with a shot, but he's pulled that well wide. Wasn't sure if it took a touch off a player. No, it didn't, says referee McKelly, and it's a free kick. It's a goal kick to Atletico Madrid. I think one of the other really interesting things tonight is that in this round of the competition last season, Atletico Madrid were 2-0 winners against Juventus. Everyone expected them to go through and do the usual thing away from home. They crumbled and lost 3-0 and went out. You know, a number of these players weren't involved. Joao Felix, who's on the ball now, for example, but quite a number of them were as well. And whether that plays a part, whether that actually galvanises them to ensure that doesn't happen again.
They'll have good things and bad things in their mind as well, but until they lose a goal, they're probably quite comfortable and quite confident just now. The questions will be asked if they do go a goal down and it becomes 1-1. Will they be able to be strong there and maybe keep on those breaks? Because at the moment, they've got very, very few times they've actually got the other end of the half. You know, probably twice, I would say, in the game so far. Whereas Liverpool, not been camped, but they're getting wide time and again in dangerous areas.
Joe Gomez just running the ball out from the back past the rather trundling Diego Costa, and now Gomez hits a pass out towards the right hand side, but the squally showers are increasing in intensity. We can see them now. They're like clouds of rain being blown across Anfield, and they caught that pass from Gomez and it was out for a throw.
Well, I mentioned that right at the start. That's a play that Liverpool love doing. They love to use the whole width of the pitch. Sometimes it means a 50-yard ball, but it's harder in these conditions.
It is. They've had to play in these sort of conditions a number of times in recent weeks. I've seen them. Norwich, Carroll Road comes to mind. I think that was Storm Dennis, that one. It was one of the storms. Here's Oblak in possession after a ball downfield from Alexander-Arnold, went straight through to him. Clearance is deflected out of play off an Atletico Madrid head, Koke, and it's a throw-in to Liverpool right on the halfway line. Most inhospitable for the visitors from Madrid, this. It'll be raining directly into their faces in the lower tier of the Anfield Road end. I think some of them are putting their Spanish flags up in front of their faces to protect themselves. Here's Gomez in front of his penalty area. Rolls the pass out to Robertson here on the left-hand side, and then Robertson back to goalkeeper Adrian, who's barely had a touch of the ball yet. That early shot from Diego Costa, which was wide, he dived for that, but other than that, being a virtual spectator in his all green outfit, the green tights as well. Here is Oxlade-Chamberlain on the right-hand side. Peels out there. Salah takes up a position near the corner of the box. Still Oxlade-Chamberlain infield towards Salah. Salah now dinks it forward. Stretching header away by Felipe. Comes out for Robertson. Shouts for a handball against Correa. Mane with a cross now. He's put too much on that. It's headed away though by Lodi. Still Liverpool. Then it's taken on into the box. Oxlade-Chamberlain with a shot. Black goes down, makes a good save. Swung back across by Robertson. This one's headed away on the edge of the 6-yard area to comparative safety. Good save, Black.
Yeah, 20 minutes into the game and they're beginning to dial it up now, Liverpool. Constantly getting down the right-hand side, now and again the left-hand side. Getting dangerous balls into the box all the time. You just get the feeling at some point something's going to fall through a red shirt in that box and they'll need to take that first chance. But at the moment, Liverpool dominate.
Well, he's one of the best, I reckon, in Europe. Yeah, this Slovenian goalkeeper, Jan Oblak, good age, 27. He's kept 16 clean sheets this season, and he could have a busy night here. What happens in this match could revolve around him. 0-0, and he's had to make a couple of saves now. Van Dijk, high ball out to the right-hand side. Alexander-Arnold takes a while to get it under control, swings it in. Savic is there to head it away, the former Manchester City youngster. It seems like an age ago that he was playing for Manchester City. Liverpool coming again. Salah on the right-hand side. Salah to Atletico Madrid, men on him, and he is dispossessed by Koke, and then it's cleared away by Lodi. Liverpool, though, assume possession again. Van Dijk gets a huge cheer as he chests it down. And then he receives it back, the Liverpool number 4. Rolls the ball across the pitch to Oxlade-Chamberlain. He picks out Alexander-Arnold on the right-hand side as Liverpool attack towards the Anfield Road end. I think the latest shower has eased now. Alexander-Arnold takes it on, but then it's turned away off his shins and out for a throw to Atletico near their own left-back position. 15 minutes played, 5 live, and BBC Radio Merseyside live from Anfield, 0-0.
The one thing I would like to see a little bit more from Liverpool is see they're getting into wide areas, dangerous areas, but they're crossing everything in from really wide. If you're going to get to the byline now and again, maybe inside that 18-yard line, they've got players that are capable of doing that. Salah can do that, both fullbacks can do that. Too often at the moment they're just putting in the ball from too far and too wide. Yes, it works sometimes, but now and again ask a different question.
0-0. Liverpool and Atletico Madrid. It's only the 6th time that they've played each other in European competitions, and all of the matches have been close. 2-1-1s, 2-1-0s, and last time they met here, which was in the Europa League semi-final 10 years ago, Liverpool won the match, but Atletico Madrid went through after extra time because of Diego Forlan's away goal. Might be just as tight tonight, one way or the other. Free kick for Atletico. Long and forward into the penalty area, and Van Dijk, there was a bit of hesitation there, and in the end Correa had sneaked in behind the Liverpool defence, and Van Dijk had to pump it out right-footed for a corner.
I mean, we'll chat to everyone back in the studio afterwards, but I have no idea why Liverpool are playing such a high line from these free kicks. They've almost got caught out twice. You don't always want to stand right on the 18-yard line, but they're a good 10 to 12 yards out. That's twice now they've nearly got caught out with a very simple roll over the top from a free kick.
The only goal of this tie so far came from a Koke corner. That was from the right-hand side, this is from the left. Here it is, into the near post. It's a glancing header which is just wide. Felipe took up a position, he got there well, glanced it, and it flashed just wide of the near post.
I don't know if there's much you could have done about that had that been on target there. Wicked ball in there. It's one of those ones that if no one touched it, it would have went straight in itself. Terrible ball to try and get on the end of. Fortunately for Liverpool, went past the post and they've survived.
So it remains 0-0 on night, but Joao Felix carrying the ball forward rather lazily, and then he's actually challenged, too lazy. Dwelt on the ball and Wijnaldum got a touch, and Liverpool clear it away. Thomas Partey though groans from the home supporters as he chests it down, and now Kieran Trippier's ball infield. Correa twists, turns. The Atletico Madrid number 10, the young Argentine, back to the halfway line. Atletico goal, and then it finds its way once again to Trippier. Goes for an early ball through the middle, but that will bounce away through to Adrian.
Yeah, but there's still a space there. I mean, if there's any curl on it at all there, Costa might have got onto it. I just don't know why they play such a high line, Liverpool. I'm not sure they need to.
Mane now receives it on the left-hand side. He's going to run at Kieran Trippier. In fact, plays an early ball, but that's easily cleared away by the swinging right leg of Stefan Savic, and it's out for a throw-in on the halfway line. Kieran Trippier just pulling up his black socks there. First Englishman to play for Atletico Madrid for 95 years. The previous chap was a young man called Drinkwater, who played 3 or 4 games in 1924. The ball out from the back. Van Dijk, ball over the top. Kieran Trippier up against Mane. Trippier puts his hand on Mane's shoulder, but didn't make any serious contact, and the ball runs away. Final touch from an Atletico foot. I think Savic got a toe to that. It's behind. It's a corner to Liverpool. They're first.
Well done, Sadio Mane. He stays on his feet and he makes sure that he's strong enough to hold off 2 players in the end and get the corner kick.
I think Kieran Trippier could hear the crowd's reaction when he put his hand on Mane's shoulder and took it off as though it was boiling hot. Here's the corner. Robertson into the near post, glancing header from Firmino. That was blocked immediately behind him by a couple of Atletico players. Now Gomez, again to the left-hand side. But Alexander-Arnold is still there, and he goes for one of those extravagant passes out to Salah. Then back, ball swirled in by Oxlade-Chamberlain. Van Dijk was there, but in between 2 Atletico Madrid defenders, and it was one of the visitors who got the touch to it. It's behind. It's another corner. Pressure from Liverpool.
Yeah, and they keep on putting those same sort of crosses in. It's obviously something they've worked on. I mean, they're good at those sort of areas as well, but maybe a little bit of a mix-up now and again getting to the byline, but unlucky there for Van Dijk. Got close.
This time the Robertson corner is to the edge of the 6-yard box. A double deflection. It bounces down and is cleared away. And then Alexander-Arnold commits a foul 10 yards outside the box. A number of the Atletico Madrid players aren't happy with that challenge.
Studs are showing, John. Studs are showing, and it's the oldest cliche in the book just about European football. If you show your studs, you're A, going to get a foul, and you're B, very lucky not to get away with a yellow card. Just for a moment there when that was bobbling about in the box there, I just thought it would follow Van Dijk. It didn't. You're right, there was a double header in there. It came off the back of one of the defenders there.
Did that strike an arm? Did that strike an arm in there? In fact, there's a penalty review. There's a VAR penalty review going on here. I think Mane's header struck the arm of a defender.
Was it Lodi? His arm was definitely up there. I thought it hit the back of his head, to be honest, John.
The check is over, and it's not a penalty.
I'm sure it was the back of his head, but his arm was actually up. It's one of those ones. Had it his arm when it was up there, they may have called it.
Well, no penalty, and the ball's out of play, and I think we saw the first example there as well when we saw the Alexander-Arnold challenge outside the penalty area. A number of Atletico Madrid players trying to put pressure on Danny McKelly, who's a very experienced referee and will be aware of how he might be tested on a night like this in the Champions League. Long ball forward towards the halfway line for Liverpool. Savic is underneath it. And then it bounces down. Here's Koke, turns and gives the ball back to Savic again. Savic's ball over the top. This is for Joao Felix to chase, gets the ball down, just lays it back, and then the offside flag. Just as Saúl Ñíguez was going to take it on. And then Diego Costa has picked the ball up and thrown it away. And the referee comes across pointing a finger at Diego Costa, who immediately apologises. I don't know what came over me.
I've never done that sort of thing before.
I don't know what I was thinking.
Yeah. What?
and he gets away with the ticking off.
To be honest, I'm okay with that. The reason being, he could have gone for his yellow card a moment before for the Liverpool player with his studs showing there. So he's not getting overexcited. He's not getting carried away. He's allowing this game to flow slightly. I'm not too bad with that.
Liverpool coming forward, a raking pass from Alexander-Arnold, but that's way over the head of Mane and behind for a goal kick.
John, the thing is, it was offside when they tried to play that ball through there, but it was on again. The ball was on again. There is a gap there. Now we watched, particularly Watford, going for exactly that sort of ploy against Liverpool. It's just slightly surprising that sort of thing didn't look on at all for the vast majority of the season against Liverpool. There are gaps there. Teams know where they want to try and get to Liverpool now.
0-0 on the night, 1-0 on aggregate, and the Atletico Madrid fans just during that little lull doing what they did in the Metropolitano, just all bouncing up and down together in unison.
Just drying themselves off, John.
Yeah, possibly just shaking off the droplets of that English rain. Ball at the back with Adrian, who plays it out to Van Dijk, takes it out onto his left foot. Long ball over the halfway line above Mane, but Savic gets to it, bounces down. Felipe now, the other central defender, the Brazilian, left-sided. Alexander-Arnold with a heavy touch. His follow-up is able to take the ball away from Koke, and Liverpool have it back with Jordan Henderson easing his way back into the action. Seemed so important when the news came from Jurgen Klopp yesterday that Henderson was fit, and he's back in the team.
He's doing his usual job. He's sitting at the base of that midfield there. He's trying to cover the two full-backs when they go forward. The problem isn't there just now. The problem's behind two centre-backs.
Oxlade-Chamberlain takes it out to the right-hand side, crosses it into the penalty area. Firmino tries to flick it behind the Saúl Ñíguez, who was there with him, but Atletico were able to clear it away. They are so difficult to break down, this Atletico Madrid team, and Liverpool in possession on the halfway line. Although in saying that, Atletico have kept only one clean sheet away from home in the last 12 matches in all competitions, so they can be got at. Here's Salah on the right hand side. Salah takes it on, it took a deflection off Lodi and rolls behind, and it's a corner to Liverpool from the right hand side, the first one they've had from over there, the side of the field where Trent Alexander-Arnold took that famous quick corner against Barcelona in the semi-final last season.
Well done, Salah, by the way, going to the byline, John. I've been wanting to do that for quite some time in this game. Just ask a different question now and again. Managed to get a corner from it.
So Alexander-Arnold, quite an acute run up for this. Here he is, into the near post, which is headed up and away by Savic. The ball hanging in the air, back out to Alexander-Arnold in the white boots. Takes it down, gives it back for Oxlade-Chamberlain to swill it into the back post. Van Dijk heads it across, the ball still bouncing across the penalty area and then taken down and cleared away by Diego Costa. Out for, well, it was out before he volleyed it away. It's another corner, which is taken short. Salah back to Alexander-Arnold, deep cross from him over the top of Van Dijk, and it'll bounce harmlessly out for a throw-in for Atletico Madrid. Pat Nevin.
Yeah, they do aim the ball for Van Dijk quite a lot of the time. That's the first time he's really got his head on anything, but so many of his balls are played, really quite early in. It's as if Jurgen Klopp said to his team, there might be a bit of a weakness there, they might switch off, but Savic isn't really that type. It's not Felipe, they love those sort of balls going in. They want to attack them all the time. Probably the most dangerous player in the air so far has looked like Mane. He's got himself into good space, but the ball just hasn't landed.
0-0 here at Anfield, 0-0 Paris Saint-Germain and Borussia Dortmund, and likewise St Mirren against Hearts. Koke now, the ball on the left-hand side, ball to the edge of the area, it's headed away by Van Dijk. Saúl Ñíguez misses that, and it bounces for Salah, and Salah's forward pass to Firmino. Firmino now might have been tugged there by Felipe, but kept his feet, gives it back to Salah, infield to Henderson, 35 yards out. Henderson sends a bouncing ball out here to the left-hand side to Andy Robertson, who will give it back towards Van Dijk in the centre circle. Henderson again, just to his right to Alexander-Arnold. Atletico Madrid have got everyone back in their defensive third. Salah takes on, goes through one challenge, tries to play it infield, but Thomas Partey was there to block it, clear it away. Liverpool win the ball back, though, inside Atletico territory. Still 0-0. Robertson now gets the ball back. Diego Simeone is in that little area of no man's land between his coaching area and the white line, and he's shuffling a little bit further down the side of the pitch as Liverpool play it forward. Firmino not into the path of Sadio Mane though, and it's cleared away towards the halfway line. Again Liverpool probing away, this time down the right. Salah is there, he's dropped a little further back. It's actually behind Alexander-Arnold, but his ball is curled infield into the centre circle. Now Mane has a little go down the left-hand side here against Correa, as Correa puts the challenge in back onto Mane, and it's out for a throw-in to Atletico halfway inside their own territory.
It's been a wee bit lopsided, hasn't it, John? A lot of it's gone down the right-hand side. It's gone through Mo Salah. And to be fair, Mo's not been in brilliant form tonight, and recently as well. I keep on saying, it doesn't matter with Mo Salah. It just needs that one moment of brilliance, which we all know he's capable of doing. The moment he's given the ball away quite a few times, but Liverpool fans will forgive him anything as long as he produces that one moment.
Van Dijk now, the ball over the top. This is for Salah to chase, but it will bounce on, and Oblak, all in yellow, hops out to the edge of his penalty area and catches the bouncing ball. He's made one decent save from Oxlade-Chamberlain. Another regulation save from Wijnaldum. And now he sends this ball high out here to the right hand side. Robertson suggesting he got a little shove from Correa, which forced him to head it out for a throw into Atletico down the right flank. Kieran Trippier will take the throw. Diego Costa comes short. Trippier plays it infield. That's blocked by Robertson. Ball to the halfway line is half missed by Savage, but he has time to recover and volley it back forward. Comes off Robertson's head, and then a poor touch from Wijnaldum knocks it out of play on the halfway line. By the way, we will have commentary on 5 Live next week on the Champions League games. Wijnaldum is caught there by Diego Costa, who immediately offers a hand of consolation and apology to Wijnaldum, so it's a free kick which is taken quickly. Next week Manchester City against Real Madrid, Tuesday night live from the Etihad. Bayern Munich Chelsea on Wednesday night, obviously depending on what happens between now and then. Here's Thomas Partey with the ball on the edge of his own penalty area, plays it out. Alexander Arnold just angles it forward, but Thomas Partey intercepts, and Atletico played up to João Felix, who is sent leaping up into the air as the challenge came in on him from, I think it was Wijnaldum. Henderson was there as well. João Felix ended up leaping into the air, crashing to the turf. Jordan Henderson was less than impressed and went over and told the young man what he thinks of him. Yeah, well, remember earlier in the game, João Felix, when he was pushed, just a little touch in the back and he went flying. Now he is quite a light player, but when he gets touched, he makes sure that people knows he's been touched, and the referee isn't just suggesting that's anything close to a yellow card. Just get on with the game. Yeah, well, which is what we're doing. 0-0 the score, 1-0 on aggregate to Atletico. Ball downfield. It is actually kept in on the far side, but Van Dijk was in the middle to jump high, headed away. Atletico come again. We've played half an hour and still just the one goal in this tie. That early goal when the ball fell to Saúl Ñíguez from the corner in the 4th minute in Madrid. Here's Correa on the right hand side though. Trippier is beaten to the ball by Andy Robertson, and Robertson clears to the halfway line, only back to the black kit of Atletico Madrid. Correa's onto the ball. Correa, one ball there and he could have set through Felix, but it was cut out by Van Dijk on the edge of the penalty area. He took maybe just one little extra touch there, Correa. However, Saúl Ñíguez, this is a better spell suddenly for Atletico Madrid, but Lodi had a heavy touch himself, and Salah plays it forward for Oxlade-Chamberlain. Firmino though is a little slow. Felipe beat him to the ball, 2 Brazilians together. Now Lodi again on the left hand side. Here's the ball into the middle. Van Dijk is underneath it, knew that Diego Costa was behind him, so just steered the header wide of goal and behind for an Atletico corner. And you know what it's like for Liverpool fans, you know, they're sitting here knowing that if you lose a goal now, the difference that would make, and there just are little openings. You noticed it there a couple of times, had the ball been played just a fraction of a second before, the opportunity there, the chance was there, the pass was just on to play it through. It had to be a good one. Liverpool just living a little bit more dangerously than most Cop fans would like to see just now. Corner from the left then, Koke to take it at the Cop end. Remember the last one from this end, Felipe got his head to it at the near post. Koke with the delivery again to the near post, but this poor delivery headed away easily by Robertson, played back out by Lodi to Koke, and now Saúl Ñíguez out there being very closely patrolled by Wijnaldum, and Robertson did well actually to stop it from going out for a corner. Cross into the Liverpool box. Diego Costa with his back to goal. The challenge comes in on him, took the ball away, and Liverpool were able to clear to Mane, but Trippier was very tight in on there and managed to just touch the ball away from Mane. And then Atletico go all the way back into their own half. This is a good contest, this. It's just as Jurgen Klopp said in his programme notes today ahead of this game. It would be a close battle, a close contest, and it is still 0-0 on the night. Here is Correa. Now it's played forward by Koke, blocked for Liverpool. Then Alexander Arnold hits it away downfield. This is for Salah to chase. Salah pulls the ball down. Challenge comes in from Lodi, who falls over. Salah now takes the ball, begins to set infield, plays it across the box. Mane with a shot. It's juggled by Oblak. He spooned it out, but not far enough, and the Atletico goalkeeper was able to pounce on the loose ball.
Yeah, really quick break for Liverpool there, but well done, Mo Salah. Wins the ball back. He's no right to win it back there. Got it back, but Mane didn't catch it well enough, did he? He needs to catch that really clean there. You mentioned earlier on that Oblak's one of the best in the business at the moment. You've got to smack that. You've got to catch it clean. You've got to be in the corner. It was none of those things from Mane.
Half-time, St Mirren 0, Hearts 0 in the only match tonight in the Premiership. As I said, if you've just got back into your car and you're heading home tonight, you can carry on listening to the 5 Live commentary via the red button on your television, BBC Sport website and app, BBC iPlayer. Look for 5 Live final score. Liverpool supporters singing their Mo Salah song. The top scorer this season reached 20 goals again at the weekend in the win against Bournemouth. And here the ball played over the top for the so-called Egyptian king, who gets a touch on that, but it just carries it away behind, under pressure.
It's a sad news, John, to say he lost control of it again. Not for the first time. I mean, you only mention, or I mention, because it's so unusual, because you know he's so brilliant so much of the time. I think he's been below par for a while, but that's his genius. He can be below par and still do something. And he's created the best chances so far in the game for Liverpool, even though he's lost control probably more than any other player in the field.
Foul centre field on Mane. The referee says the ball was rolling and will bring it back. And Diego Costa had a little word in there as well. And now the rain begins again. Here's Van Dijk. Van Dijk. Robertson puts his foot on the ball, which is now stationary. Then infield towards Van Dijk. Alexander-Arnold. Oh, good ball to Oxlade-Chamberlain inside the penalty area. The shot is blocked by Felipe. Advances out to Salah on the right-hand side. Alexander-Arnold's ball in. It's parried away by goalkeeper Oblak. There were a number of bodies in there in both black shirts and red. And it needed almost like a stun reaction from the Atletico goalkeeper to parry it away. Here they come again, Liverpool. Salah's ball into the box. Comes off the leg of Thomas Partey and bounces across the box and behind for a corner.
Well, we talk about the delivery you get from Alexander-Arnold. I mean, it has been brilliant again this season. Created well over a dozen goals. But that there is almost undefendable. And as you say, keeper just puts a hand out, makes sure he gets it strong, and he's lucky it doesn't fall to a Liverpool player.
Sprints across. Alexander-Arnold past the signpost to West Derby on the way to Anfield this afternoon, which is where he's from. And with this corner, Liverpool are absolutely packing the 6-yard box.
Yeah.
I mean, there are 5 Liverpool players all around Oblak, the goalkeeper, on the goal line, and as many Atletico Madrid defenders as well. And referee Makeli is going to do well here to try and sort this out. I mean, he's done what he can there, but this one's going to be delivered, as they always used to say, into the mixer. Alexander-Arnold raises his left hand, then it goes in there. Oblak comes in amongst the crowd, gets a punch to it, nodded down by Mane. Atletico haven't cleared their lines, they have now. It's hooked away on the edge of the box. Back to Liverpool. Interesting tactic there. That was something slightly different. And then Trippier comes out better than Robertson in a challenge, and then on the halfway line Robertson is penalised for a challenge on Correa.
That may have been Henderson.
Henderson.
Yeah, he just came over there, and I'm not sure how much he got of the ball. I think he's a wee bit lucky maybe to get away with the yellow card there. He's come over. It's one of those ones you make it, and if you don't make it, it looks very dangerous indeed. The ball's played out wide there. I'm not sure how much he got the ball there. The ball didn't change direction, so Correa may have got a little bit of it. He's certainly taken a hit himself, but the referee doesn't seem that interested.
The Liverpool captain slid in on Correa, who
you get them right, don't you, John? You need to time them right. It's one of those ones, time them wrong. Yeah, the referees are quickly going to go to their pockets for those ones, but this time he hasn't again.
He hasn't, no. Oxlade-Chamberlain, that's a lovely long ball forward to the edge of the area. Salah is onto it, 2 defenders with him. Salah again, and then in comes the challenge from Savage to stab it behind for another Liverpool corner. We've got 7 minutes to go to half-time plus added time, still 0-0.
Yeah, just after a little bit breather, 2 or 3 minutes where Atletico had a little bit more of the ball, got into the opposition half. But you know what Liverpool are like, they will push it further and further towards this half-time here. It could be a really long 7 minutes for the Spaniards.
Saying that again, I think Jordan Henderson Yeah, a little fortunate there not to receive a yellow card, but he hasn't. Still 0-0. Here's the corner then. Alexander-Arnold with a deep one, looking for Van Dijk. That's well headed away. Comes out to Robertson, who hits a shot which is deflected across the box. Henderson lifts it to the back post. It's headed up by Savage, up into the air. Oblak comes, gets a rather awkward punch onto the ball, but he's got distance on it, and it bounces out for a throw to Liverpool down the left. Defending there, a little frantic by the visitors from La Liga. Gomez now plays the ball out towards the right-hand side. Alexander-Arnold swirls the ball in towards Van Dijk. That's headed away by Savage, who is in front of the Liverpool central defender. I think some TV technicians are opening some metal cases behind us. I thought the stand was going to fall down on my head for a minute. Yeah. But it's okay, we've got that steel fence behind us, because it's such a popular Champions League match this tonight. We don't have the usual spectators behind. We've got a row of international broadcasters and their metal boxes. Salah plays the ball into the penalty area, bounces down. Thomas Partey is able to clear it away, and the referee spotted an infringement, and it's a free kick. I think Salah just caught Lodi late. He's stayed down.
And you change your try-kill time there, isn't it? The pressure we were under, John, massive amount of pressure there. Just need to cool it down and give the Atletico Madrid certain defenders, and they've headed the ball constantly tonight, and the quality of balls that are coming in for that right-hand side is actually just getting better and better as this game goes on.
5 minutes to go of the first half here at Anfield, 5 Live and Radio Merseyside from the BBC. Alexander-Arnold's ball to the halfway line. Now Wijnaldum is onto this. Manages to take it away from Correa and give it to Robertson. Plays it infield towards Firmino. He's not scored in his last 19 appearances at Anfield, Roberto Firmino. Firmino now on the right-hand side. Firmino plays it back. Alexander-Arnold is beaten to it though. Over there by Joao Felix, who then gets a sturdy challenge from Trent Alexander-Arnold.
I think Trent Alexander-Arnold loved that. The real opportunity to get plenty of the ball, and the follow through was, he couldn't help following through. Took plenty of Felix there. Wasn't a free kick. Just gives away a throw, and I think he enjoyed that.
Yes, he really has got a touch of Nevins about him.
I hope you're not talking about throwing himself in the deck.
No.
I would be so offended.
I wouldn't dare to suggest. Liverpool 0, Atletico Madrid 0. I'm not sure what's going on behind us, but those television technicians are having a great time with their metal boxes. Van Dijk sends a long ball forward towards the edge of the area, hits the back of Trippier, falls for Mane, but Mane couldn't turn it into the path of Firmino. And so Atletico have got it back, but that's given away again by Trippier to Mane. Oxlade-Chamberlain's going to have a goal from 30 yards. He tried to bend it into the bottom corner, but he got neither the power nor the whip on it, and it just bounced away wide.
Yeah, look, I understand why he done it, because he's done it so many times before, and he is fabulous from those sort of distances. However, it was by a distance the wrong ball. He had two players outside of him, and when those two players are Trent Alexander-Arnold and Mo Salah, you've got to play them in there. I think that was a mistake there. He held his hand up, apologised.
Liverpool 0, Atletico Madrid 0. So with this scoreline, the holders are going out. Long way to go yet. Should we be getting nervous for them yet?
No, you absolutely not. Definitely not. I mean, one thing I would say, Liv, I really do want them to mix up the play a little bit. Too much going down the right-hand side. You've got to mix up, you've got to stretch them going the left-hand side. Finally they are at this moment, but usually they come back out, get it to the right-hand side and just walk across from there. And they're doing it again now.
Alexander-Arnold. Now there's Salah on the right-hand side. Not sure what's going on behind us, but here's Oxlade-Chamberlain on the right-hand side. Oxlade-Chamberlain's cross. It's headed down by Wijnaldum! Liverpool score! Brilliantly placed! The Dutchman got there 12 yards out and sent it bouncing beyond the dive of Oblak. And with half-time approaching, it's 1-0 on the night, 1-1 on aggregate.
Well, there's another cross on that right-hand side, but in this occasion, finally we got to the byline. And when you get to the byline, it asks a completely different question. Much harder to mark. You don't see the ball go back. Centre-backs hate that. Nobody marks Wijnaldum coming in there. Got a really neat, clean header on it. Absolutely nothing Oblak could do. super ball in there. Great break from the midfield area. They were becoming too predictable. From a right midfield area, just playing the same ball in time and time again. They finally changed it and got to the byline, and it made all the difference.
Great time to score just before half-time. Lovely ball in from the right, from Salah. And Wijnaldum just peeled away, maybe 10 yards out actually, sent it down. And Oblak diving, full length to his right. Couldn't get a hand to it. So Liverpool 1, Atletico Madrid 0. It's 1-1 on aggregate, and the tie is entirely level.
Absolutely fantastic. That's exactly what they needed, you know. Just a minute before, 2 minutes before the whistle blows for half-time. So you just need to hold out, John.
Yep, throwing for Atletico. Trippier takes it in. It's headed down, and then there's a foul by Felipe, the central defender, and it's a free kick to Liverpool inside their own penalty area. The goal coming with 43 minutes on the clock, I think. Yep, 43. It's confirmed. Jorginho Wijnaldum, he doesn't score often, but he often scores important goals. That's his 5th of the season. Remember the 2 here against Barcelona in the famous game last season. The last time that Liverpool were involved in a 2-legged knockout tie in the Champions League. Remember, they've never lost over 2 legs in a European tie under the management of Jurgen Klopp. 10 previous ties, 11 actually, if you count the playoff match against Hoffenheim the season before last. Liverpool in great voice. Ball down the right-hand side for Firmino. Firmino catches up with it, plays it into Mane, right side, tries to find a way into the penalty area. That's blocked, takes on Partey, who goes down, but the ball's played off the Atletico Madrid number 5, and it's behind for another corner at Liverpool.
And Liverpool do not want this whistle to go just now. Atletico Madrid obviously slightly panicked by that goal there. They've been under pressure last 10 minutes or so. That's what Liverpool do. They don't game management, and they have lifted it since that little 2-minute period about 10 minutes before the half. They just, if they could get another goal now, they could just about kill off Atletico.
Alexander-Arnold's a high one this time to the back post over the top of Van Dijk's jump, and the referee blows the whistle for half time. That's it, just 1 minute of added time. Liverpool scoring in the 43rd minute. Jorginho Wijnaldum goes across to Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain and then applauds around Anfield as the Liverpool fans in the Kop, someone up there out of our side right at the back of the Kop, has let off a red smoke bomb, so we have red smoke drifting across the top of Anfield, mixed in with all of that rain, and a heady atmosphere inside Anfield after that goal late in the half, which means Liverpool are leading 1-0, Pat Nevin.
Deservedly leading 1-0. They were the better team for the vast majority of the half. We expected they had more of the play. They became slightly predictable. They always go down the same way, go the right hand side, getting the same balls in from the same area. They changed it round slightly by getting to the byline, and that one cross was perfect. If you're an Atletico Madrid fan, you would always be worried because they had so much of the play against them. They were having to defend with their lives. Oblak had to be good, very good on quite a number of occasions, but they also know they just need one more goal. If they get a goal at all, Liverpool have to get 2, so this game's got a long way from over.
So Liverpool 1, Atletico Madrid 0 at half-time here on Merseyside. 1-1 on aggregate. Thanks, Mark. Yes, welcome back to Anfield, everyone. Liverpool coming out maybe a minute or so after Atletico Madrid. A huge ovation as they did so, and the players are ready. Liverpool will be attacking the Kop in the second half, having scored the opening goal of the night in the 43rd minute through the head of Jorginho Wijnaldum. Liverpool, no changes. Adrian in goal, Alexander-Arnold, Gomez, Van Dijk and Robertson. In midfield, Henderson with Oxlade-Chamberlain and Wijnaldum, Salah, Firmino and Mane up front. And Atletico Madrid, as they started the match as well, as a quite intense rain shower comes down on Anfield. And the second half begins. Atletico with Oblak in goal, his 50th appearance in the Champions League incidentally. Trippier, Savic, Felipe and Lodi are the back 4. Correa, Partey, Saul Niguez and Koke, and then Joao Felix and Diego Costa. The rain absolutely teeming down on a packed Anfield as the ball runs through to Oblak, who comes and picks it up. So the scoreline, Liverpool leading by 1-0, and that means it's absolutely all square on aggregate, 1-0. If it stays like this, it would mean extra time, possibility of penalties, and the rain now is torrential, Pat.
Yeah, it was so different each part of the game. One minute the wind was, the rain was torrential and really, really strong winds. Now it's just coming down straight on top of the players. I don't think they notice it most of the time, to be fair.
We're giving those people from Madrid a little demonstration of all of the sorts of rain that we have in the northwest of England. How generous.
And there are many.
Savage heading the ball out towards the far side, and it bounces out for a throw that Robertson will take. Sharpish, still a number of people returning to their seats in the lower tier of this Kenny Dalglish stand behind where Robertson took the throw in. Atletico win possession back. Henderson puts in the challenge, bounces off Wijnaldum. Mane's in there as well. You can hear the feel-good atmosphere with Liverpool having scored just before the break. Ball played out to the right-hand side. Salah tried to take it infield, but it bounced away, and Lodi was able to find Koke. And the Atletico captain, Atletico through and through, Koke, plays it up to the halfway line. The visitors in the all-black kit with the red numbers and red trim bring it forward with Lodi. Does well, takes it away from Alexander-Arnold, swings the cross in. Adrian's able to make an unchallenged catch just inside his 6-yard box, and then quickly gives it out to Robertson, who scurries forward with it. He finds Firmino, who falls over, yet still finds the pass to Wijnaldum, and Wijnaldum finds Salah, and Salah now, left foot shot, but straight at Oblak, is able to pat it down from in front of his eyes.
Again, it's the wrong decision, let's be fair about it. He's got in a great position, the movement was brilliant by Mo Salah, and he gets, he's one on one with the goalkeeper, but the angle's not good, and he's a long way out as well. Firmino's hammering in there at the back post, and it really needs a right foot cross there, and Mo Salah tries it with his left foot, and really it's quite easy for the goalkeeper.
So 1-0 on the night, 1-1 on aggregate. You've just switched onto us on 5 Live and Radio Merseyside as well from the BBC. Radio Merseyside listeners back with us for the second half. Mane, Liverpool defending. Mane is judged to have been shoved over by Kieran Trippier, who palms wide apart, objects to that, but has to trot back to the halfway line to take up position. Of course, part of the Tottenham team that lost in the final in Madrid last season to Liverpool. Kieran Trippier before his move to Spain, which seems to have invigorated him to an extent. Almost £20 million Atletico played for him in what was quite a significant change round of staff at Atletico. Remember how they lost Griezmann, Fernando Torres retired, old stagers like Diego Godin and Felipe Luis and Juan Fran all moved on. Big sales as well. Lucas Hernandez, Rodri, who came here to the northwest of England, to Manchester City. So quite significant changes. And they spent all of that money on the young number 7 teenager at the time, Joao Felix, who is down there on the pitch with his gloves on, watching Salah trying to take the ball down the right-hand side, but Saul Niguez is able to step in. And now Joao Felix back to Koke, just in front of where Jurgen Klopp is standing. And then Joao Felix can't keep the ball in front of Diego Simeone, who suddenly comes to life to the edge of his coaching area, clapping his hands. Throw-in taken to Salah. Home supporters feeling that Lodi was fouling him. Salah plays it into the box, bounces off Lodi, who has to clear rather uncomfortably right-footed. Gives it straight to Andy Robertson. Robertson now back to goal scorer Wijnaldum. Turns to his right, then back to his left. Here's Sadio Mane. Flights a pass high. Alexander-Arnold chests it down. Right corner of the box. Left-footed, gives it back to Oxlade-Chamberlain. Curls it in. Mane with a chance. Saved by Oblak. He managed to drop onto it. That shot from the angle, it could have squirmed out of his grasp, but he made it safe.
Yeah, I mean, the assistant got his flag up here on the near side, but it was very, very tight, and he certainly would have went to VAR on it, John. So, good save by the goalkeeper. They're getting the free kick for it, but better by Liverpool. Do you know what I like about the start of the second half? Liverpool are closing them really high up the pitch again. I'm not saying too much about it, but Mane's work getting the ball back high up the pitch has been brilliant tonight.
Liverpool again come down the right flank. Firmino, Oxlade-Chamberlain, who set up the only goal of the night so far with that excellent cross that we were talking about at half-time. All of this time is cleared away by Savic, out of play. Liverpool then move it from this right-hand side to over there on the left-hand side. Now up to Wijnaldum inside the box, back out to the left. Mane whips a low ball across. Oh, that's only half cleared by Koke, up into the air on the edge of his own penalty area. But then from the challenge, the ball is volleyed away into the centre circle, and João Felix and Joe Gomez though is able to turn and find the ball at his feet. Goes safety first, all the way back to Adrian.
It's just that comfort that Liverpool have got when they're going towards the Kop end generally, haven't they? You know, it's almost as if you're playing uphill when you're playing against them here.
Nice ball from Saul Niguez into the path of Correa, but it bounces all the way through to Adrian, who gives it out to Robertson. And now we've got that other variety of rain. It's sweeping across Anfield again from right to left as we look. Robertson on his left foot, back up the line. Sadio Mane. Liverpool have got Firmino and Salah just on the edge of the penalty area, but they go back to the centre circle to Captain Henderson, and now Salah, quick ball into the area. Oxlade-Chamberlain then swept it across the face of goal. It was a bit of a shotgun cross, and it disappeared beyond the far post for a goal kick.
I'm beginning to see why Firmino's not scoring that many goals at the moment. That's probably the third time in the game that he's got himself in a brilliant position, and players have shot from what are really strange angles, real obtuse angles, when normally you'd expect to play it into your striker who's running in towards the box. So, you know, Firmino's a type of, he's such a wonderful team player, he won't complain about it, but you've got to try and find him sometimes, especially when he's in space.
Pat, do you feel that Liverpool are getting him involved enough, Firmino?
No, oddly enough, they're brilliant going down the wide areas. Everybody knows how good the full-backs are, particularly on the right-hand side here, but they seem quite addicted to it. When they're at their very, very place, that intricate play they used to play into Firmino, play little 1-2s around the corner with the likes of Mane, Ronaldo coming on, and obviously Salah as well. You're just mixing it up. You're just not doing that very much at the moment. You know, we'll score for one of those crosses, so it's working, but...
And here it goes, down the right-hand side for Liverpool. Salah is challenged by Lodi, who is able to put in the challenge, and it bounces out for a throw. This is where all the ground staff were, you spotted at half-time as well, all the way down the Liverpool, what would be their right wing in this second half, and into the full-back position. Atletico clear through Koke, but that will just give possession back to Liverpool. Diego Simeone doesn't like that. Clapping his hands again. Mane now over there on the far side. Mane up against Kieran Trippier. Little ball infield. Here is Firmino, turns, finds Henderson. Henderson forward towards Oxlade-Chamberlain. Onto his right foot. Shoots low. Oblak gets down, gets a hand to it and deflects it. Behind for a corner. Good save.
We can't tell from here if it was on target, but it looked like it was going into the corner there. Real power there, and you know Oxlade-Chamberlain can hit a ball. He's hit that one, it's going towards the corner, zipped along. Oblak gets his hand in place.
Corner taken short, whipped in now by Alexander-Arnold from the far side, but blocked on the edge of the penalty area. Like you, Pat, I thought maybe going wide, but on reflection, I think probably he had to make the save.
Right, yeah, he had to make it. He couldn't take a chance there in that situation.
It was well hit by
Mane again.
Mane is fouled by Correa, and it's a free kick for Liverpool on the left.
John, he's been absolutely brilliant at that. He's been phenomenal at that tonight. You know, once or twice he's lost possession himself, but he will get back and he will win it back. You're talking about players who, you know, your first line of defence is your attack. Well, Mane's a defence on his own there. Time and time again, he's won the ball back, and that's horrifying to play against if you are Atletico Madrid. You just cannot get out. There's a few changes going to be made, maybe a couple by Atletico Madrid.
Yeah, Atletico, I think Diego Simeone clearly feels that he's going to have to change things here. 1-0 down, Liverpool on top. Marcos Llorente, the midfielder, the former Real Madrid midfielder. Free kick though for Liverpool. Robertson plays it in. Oblak comes and gets a hand to it, just knocks it down, and then Atletico can clear it away. Joe Gomez under a little bit of pressure there, did well to find Salah, who couldn't keep it in. It's out for a throw. Will the change take place now?
They do look under massive pressure just now. They need to get hold of it. If you're Atletico Madrid fan, you're thinking, we're just getting pinned back. We're not nearly getting out of the half, almost not getting out of your own 18-yard line. So they made a little bit of change.
Diego Costa, the guy I expected to come off.
I mean, I'm slightly surprised to see him come on from the start of the second half. So we're going to make that change just now. And as I say, it's not a big surprise. I suspect they put Felix up front. Maybe we'll have a good mix here.
Diego Costa. It would be fair to say that he doesn't look best player. Oh, he's kicked the water bottles over. Yes, well done. I thought something like that was coming there. Diego Simeone did not go near him. Diego Costa walked off the field. He was shaking his head and looking around for a target, and the water bottles got it. But here they come now through the middle with the newly arrived Llorente. Back to João Felix, who shoots from just outside the D, but lack power, straight at Adrian, who makes his first save.
Yeah, do you know what? They suddenly look a little bit more lively up there. You know, there's a bit of movement out front. I mean, Costa, he just hasn't got the pace to be able to do it just now. It didn't look 100% fit for me either, so, you know, at that point in time, you make a difference. You make a change. Correa's gone up front. I think him and Felix will play just behind them there. We're not going to be playing a lot of high balls to those two. We'll just try and play it on the deck and move those centre-backs from Liverpool around a bit.
Well, Correa has played up front quite often actually this season because of the various injuries to João Felix, who's had a number of spells out, obviously Diego Costa, Morata as well, so he is used to playing there. He's got 7 goals this season in all of the competitions, and Llorente, the number 14, as I say, one of the many signings this season from Real Madrid, is playing on the right side of midfield. That really was a quality moment, wasn't it, where Diego Costa,
I mean, he's done everything but got a moustache out and did the twirling of it as a baddie would do in the theatre. He just plays up to it, you know.
It was the way he walked off the pitch. So, right, looking left to right, what is going to get it? And the water bottle's got it.
They're going to make sure everyone can see it as well.
Yep. Liverpool 1, Atletico Madrid 0. So it is still all square in the tie. As Gomez off balance, just nudged over by Koke on the halfway line. Free kick to Liverpool.
Tells you a story about them though. I mean, they had a chance and they could have got Morata on there, but they want to do something completely different. They have been pinned back almost totally for this first period of the second half, and you get the feeling in front of the Kop, there's very few teams who can keep Liverpool out for 45 minutes with this sort of pressure.
And as we've heard, Morata, who is the top scorer this season, has got an injury problem, even though he is on the bench. Lodi clearing the ball away. Alexander-Arnold allows it to run, and then finds Salah, who's got some space here. He's away from Koke, but then passes the ball straight into Lodi and then commits a foul on the Atletico left back. Free kick.
I know I get dogs abuse from Liverpool fans, but he has given the ball away an awful lot tonight, hasn't he? An awful lot tonight, and it's, you know, it's watching that, you know the quality of the player, and part of the reason for it with Mo Salah, the work that guy's done over the past 3 or 4 years, the lack of rest between him and probably just about any other player on the planet just now is just ridiculous. I sometimes wonder if they've called him just too much.
Just over half an hour to play here at Anfield, 5 Live and Radio Merseyside from the BBC. Oxlade-Chamberlain, again it comes down the right hand side for Liverpool. Firmino is there, Salah is there as well. Bounced up, stuck the arm of Thomas Partey. He didn't know much about that. 5 yards outside the box. He's saying that it stuck his shoulder, but referee Makeli says no, free kick.
There's not much on his shoulder. He must have a shoulder on his wrist then.
Next season, of course, we'll have the T-shirt line coming into play to decide what is and what isn't handball. So I suspect that's just going to move the problem slightly down the arms.
Yes. I misheard you there. I thought you meant Irish Prime Minister.
Not the T-shirt. The T-shirt. Free kick for Liverpool on the right. Alexander-Arnold does that very laboured step back, and then Alexander-Arnold's ball into the back post is saved by Oblak. Firmino arriving. Oh, it opened up from there, and he shot straight at a sprawling Oblak.
I mean, you take it for granted, that ball in was unstoppable. There's nothing you can go. You can't do anything as a defender, you can't do anything as a goalkeeper. Absolutely perfect. Nothing more than that. Perfect ball in there, and Firmino should have done a little bit better, but the pace on it just beat him.
Liverpool leading by 1-0 on the night. Guillaume Balaguer back in the studio has spotted. Yeah, come back to that. João Felix takes the ball into his path, shoots goalwards. Oh, Adrian's juggled it, and Laurent coming in with a chance from the right hand side. Adrian had to get in there and make the save at the feet of Correa.
Yeah, Correa came in there. It's a 50-50 ball. He's got to go for it there. I suppose it's Adrian's own fault. He didn't actually hold it. It wasn't a hugely powerful shot there, but since Diego Costa's gone off, they've got a lot more dangerous. and it is definitely because Felix is getting a little bit more space in there, because he's got movement in front of him, because of, the defenders are getting dragged a little bit that Costa wasn't able to do. It's causing one or two little more problems than Liverpool were having before, but they are only on the break.
Yeah, Guillaume in the studio has spotted that there's been no sign of Morata warming up, so suggestion being that injury is going to prevent them playing a part.
Why have him on the bench?
Yes.
I mean, the other side of it is, he may well be saying, look, in extremis only, i.e. if you get extra time and that sort of thing, but you're right, I've not seen anything of him.
Paris Saint-Germain still leading Borussia Dortmund 2-0 on the night, so that's 3-2 on aggregate. St Mirren winning 1-0 against Hearts. Jonathan Obika scoring the goal there. Here's Salah on the right-hand side. Salah now to Oxlade-Chamberlain, plays it across. A stretch on the full, a stretch, a big right leg to get it away by Saul Niguez on the edge of the 6-yard box. Felipe it was, I beg his pardon. Henderson.
Once again, John, they got to the byline a little bit more easily now, and you see a lot of tiredness, not just physical but mental fatigue with some of these players. And Black out there, they've just turned off a couple of times, they've left a little bit of space for Salah to run into there, and if you give him space, he will then make good use of it, and he did on that occasion.
The rain has disappeared for the time being, and the Kop begins another chorus down to our right as Liverpool with Mane. Mane has given it away there, and Atletico going for goal from inside their own half with a shot from Saul Niguez. He went for goal from 5 yards inside his own half, and Adrian was scampering back there. It drifted wide by 5 yards or so.
Yeah, but it was on. He's going to keep it off his line. It's one of those things where, the coaches back home have told him, look, now and again the keeper stands a little bit further off his line. If you get half a chance and a quick break there, you can go for it. He's very lucky there.
Yeah, worth a goal. Adrian a long way off his line. As Mane has turned on the halfway line, that's a foul. Just caught there by Savic, and it's a free kick 4 or 5 yards inside the Atletico half. Liverpool currently with 65% possession and Atletico 35.
It feels more than that. It really does feel more than that. And certainly I remember over in the first game, Liverpool again had far more of the possession, but didn't create as many chances in that first game. They have created chances and certainly getting good goals thrown areas.
Henderson goes for a long ball into the penalty area, and the referee spots a foul by Robertson, who is the player, the intended target, on Kieran Trippier, and it's a free kick to the visitors.
Yeah. More of Robertson the second half, haven't we, John?
Yes, and there's still plenty of scope here for this becoming a very nervy evening for Liverpool. It's all square. 1-0 on the night, 1-1 on aggregate. It's a scoreline that would take it to extra time. Liverpool, with Jurgen Klopp watching down there, they've never lost a European match at Anfield under Jurgen Klopp. 21 of them. Gomez playing it back to Adrian. It's a scary moment when he spilled the shot from Joao Felix. He had to be sharp. Scary moment as well when Niguez went for goal from inside the Atletico half.
I mean, it's just a danger. I mean, they're still the better team, they're still getting into good areas there, but
the threat is there, and it's more of a threat since Diego Costa went off as well. Ball down the right hand side, Alexander Arnold won't reach that, and the ball skips out of play for a throw in next to the left.
The thing you know about Liverpool, and they always do it, particularly here at Anfield, and particularly in the second half, trying into the Kop, they can turn up, they can really push it on. A couple of gears still to go, and I look at them in these periods of the game and think, yeah, you'll take it easy for 5 or 10 minutes now, you try and pull this opposition apart a little bit, you'll pass around them, but when you really need to push it on, you're capable of doing it.
Firmino lifts the ball across the penalty area, but Thomas Partey, the Ghanaian, is underneath it, and on the swivel volleys it away downfield. There's no one there at all, so Van Dijk has to make ground 20 yards, 30 yards back into his own half, and then Gomez plays it all the way back to a rather lonely looking Adrian in front of the Anfield Road end, where the 3,000 or so Atletico Madrid supporters are. I think some of them haven't travelled, maybe
what, 20?
Yeah, 20, 30, something like that. But despite everything that's going on in the world, they've come here regardless, and the Champions League show has gone on here at Anfield, and it is an intriguing tie. Just the 2 goals in it, one each. Ball to the edge of the area. Mane turning, but it's very tight in there. Savage gives it away. Oxlade-Chamberlain trying to win it back. Falls at the feet of Thomas Partey, who manages to come out with the ball and then plays it forward. And now Koke back to Thomas Partey again. Joao Felix on the left-hand side wants it, then gives it infield to Thomas Partey. Atletico continue to come forward into Liverpool territory, and then Henderson in with a good challenge. Ball runs to Salah. Firmino just touches it to the side of Felipe and then plays it past Felipe to Henderson. Henderson up towards the edge of the penalty area. Back to Firmino, back to goal, gives it to Salah, right side of the box. Salah wriggles the position, shoots across, takes a deflection, and it's headed against the crossbar. Oh, it seemed certain that Robertson would plant that into the net. Ball still in the Atletico penalty area. It bounces away off Firmino and is cleared away. Robertson's header against the bar.
Do you know what? Everybody in this stadium thought that was a goal, including Robertson as well. Caught his head on it perfectly, didn't have anyone between him and the goal, and he couldn't believe it come off the crossbar there. So unlucky. Do you know, if he tried to do that a dozen times, he'd never manage it.
The reaction of the crowd, as you say, Pat, the expectation was, from the top, I think, that it was in.
Yeah.
But it didn't. It hit the bar and came straight back out.
But again, they're getting in a better positions just now. Once again, on this occasion, Salah gets the ball a little bit further up the field when they can't tackle him when he's in the box, and he looks so much more dangerous there.
Yeah, you know, it's not easy to unsettle this Atletico Madrid defence, but that's what they're doing right now. Mane and Firmino. Mane on the left-hand side. Mane, one way, then the other, and then waits for a challenge, which comes in from Felipe, the bearded Brazilian central defender, to put it behind for another corner.
Again, it's a stretching tackle there. It's a good tackle in the end. We're seeing another one. I mean, it's hard to imagine how Robertson actually missed it. I mean, he did everything right. He's got in front of the defender, he's got a strong header on it. It's one of those ones you're comfortable that's just going into the middle of the goal.
I think Oblak's reaction as well suggested that it was into the net beyond him, but it wasn't. It hit the post, it came out, and it's still 1-0 on the night. Corner though, Alexander-Arnold over there on the far side. Again, Liverpool crowding the goalkeeper. In it swings into the 6-yard box. Oblak's got a hand to it, and it bounces down. Fortunately for Atletico, there was no one there in a red shirt at the back post. Only Koke to turn and clear it away. Gomez sends it high back. Ball spinning, we can see it in the air to the edge of the box. Headed away though. Liverpool again, midway through the second half. You've just switched on, still 1-0 Liverpool, 1-1 on aggregate, so all square. And we are available, the commentary, if you're on your way home, on the red button tonight with all of the graphics, BBC website and app, or the BBC iPlayer to watch and listen. 5 Live final score. Oxlade-Chamberlain as well, turns it. Alexander-Arnold has a goal, it's saved, it's parried out, and then the shot from Robertson is blocked and deflected wide. And Robertson again looks to the heavens above Anfield.
Classic Liverpool. One right back to one left back, smack at the keeper. Oblak's been by a distance the best player in the field for Atletico Madrid tonight. That's no shock there. Another very, very good save, and manages to get enough power out there.
Corner in short, it's flicked on by Firmino, it's blocked behind him. Thomas Partey is there, ball still in the area, cleared away by Saul Niguez, just puts it out of play on the far side. The pressure is good here from Liverpool, but Oblak and Atletico are holding out. High cross this time. Salah with a touch, but his touch takes it into the path of Saul Niguez, who just clears it away downfield.
But there's nobody there who can chase it, and you know it's going to come back if you're an Atletico defender, and it's painful to actually put up with that. They need someone in their team to hold it up front just for a little while, to give them some sort of respite. Once again, Mane wins the ball, but referee's given a free kick. I don't think that was a free kick there, a bit harsh on Liverpool.
Maybe just caught him. That's how the referee saw it, and it's a free kick 7 or 8 yards inside the Atletico half. You can see here as well, incidentally, in this match, why it was Jurgen Klopp felt it was so important in the first leg to substitute Mane so early when he was on the yellow card. He is very much needed here for moments like this, when the tie continues to be right in the balance. Firmino playing it infield towards Salah, runs away from Salah, and Atletico clear through Stefan Savic.
I've watched this so many times recently with Mo Salah. He's going to score. Yes, he's having one of those games where he gives the ball so much away. He's going to score. I'm so confident he's going to score tonight.
Pat Nevin with us here on 5 Live, Radio Merseyside for the commentary. We'll be back here, or rather on Merseyside, Monday night for the derby match at Goodison. Everton against Liverpool. Liverpool coming down the right-hand side. Oxlade-Chamberlain trying to round.
I'm not sure about
Lodi, who put in the challenge. It bounces behind. Corner's given.
Looks like a goal kick to me. Thought it came back off the Liverpool leg, but he's given a corner kick. A little bit of pressure there from the cock. That works. That's what the cock's there for.
Corner from the right. Trent Alexander-Arnold just places the ball exactly where he wants it. This time the players spread around the penalty area. Alexander-Arnold to the near post. That's an easy header away by the floppy-haired João Felix. Now Liverpool with Robertson over there on the left-hand side. High ball towards the edge of the box. Van Dijk heads it on. That'll be an easy take for Oblak, who almost overran it, but he's got it.
Do you know what? That corner kick there. Do you notice the three players standing down right beside the corner kick flag? They never moved.
Atletico players.
Exactly. And they didn't allow Alexander-Arnold to make... He should go over there and just push them away. Get them out of the way. He wasn't able to make his normal run-up, and that's why he had a bad delivery there, because, as we know, Alexander-Arnold very rarely has a bad delivery.
So 1-0 the score on the night, 1-1 in aggregate. Alexander-Arnold heading the ball towards the halfway line where Saul Niguez can only head it out of play. Throwing taken just in front of where Diego Simeone, almost mirroring the movement of Alexander-Arnold as the Liverpool man takes the throw. Llorente's got it back though, but his ball forward was in between Correa and João Felix, straight at Gomez. And now Liverpool, a high one forward, but Oblak has come a long way, well beyond the penalty spot, and catches it above the head of the falling Mane quite easily. Ball won back by Oxlade-Chamberlain. Oxlade-Chamberlain now to Wijnaldum. Robertson arrives, storming forward. Ball bounces off Trippier though as he tried to find Mane. And Atletico Madrid clear. Henderson nods it back. Felipe heads it away. And Van Dijk is going to turn and roll it all the way back to Adrian. What's happened there? Has Correa just had a little shove on the back of Van Dijk after the ball had gone?
Yeah, he's trying to bully Van Dijk. Not a good idea, so he's got that a foot shorter than him there.
The 5'7" Correa.
So he's got a high five and a low five there from Van Dijk. At the moment, you know, Liverpool, they are slowly but surely creating chances, but I do expect them to lift it. They don't want this to go to extra time. But you know, if it does go to extra time, I think that just makes Liverpool massive favourites, because right at this moment in time, they're hardly getting over the half line once again. Atletico Madrid, but they are fighting and they are battling and they are defending quite well. More than that though, the goalkeeper's been brilliant.
Alexander-Arnold now finds Robertson, the other fullback for Liverpool. Robertson to Mane. Mane draws the challenge from Savage, plays it back to Robertson. Double cross, shouts for handball, and in the end the ball bounces behind off the Liverpool left back for a goal kick. Liverpool so dominant here this season. 21 matches in all competitions. They've won 19 out of 21. The 2 draws, the 5-5 against Arsenal in the Carabao Cup and the 1-1 against Napoli in the Champions League.
Getting to that stage of the game now, where the Liverpool fans obviously they're getting behind the team, so are the Atletico fans. However, there will be a tiny bit of nervousness coming in around the stadium now for Liverpool. They're well on top. But if you lose a goal now and have to get a couple, that's a nightmare situation, isn't it?
Yeah, and as we've said, the Atletico threat feels much greater now that Diego Costa has gone and the speedy Correa, supported by João Felix, are up there for Atletico Madrid. And it's a lurking threat, a lurking menace from the men in black. Forward for Correa on the left-hand side in the full-back position, leaves it to Koke. Whistles from the home supporters. Left back Lodi is involved. Now Koke again. Correa back onto his right foot. Plays it back to Thomas Partey. Llorente's got a position in the middle as well. Here's the cross. It's immediately blocked by Alexander-Arnold from Lodi, but Koke has got it back again. Koke works it to the edge of the penalty area. Correa, and then Gomez goes down. The ball is shot goalwards and wide by Koke, who is in there, but the free kick is given for the challenge on Joe Gomez.
It looks so much better with Correa up there. He's holding the ball up, he's moving, He's dragging players wide that don't want to go wide time and again. Gomez and Van Dijk sometimes. I mean, he might be 6 inches smaller than Diego Costa, but I'll tell you what, he's made such an impact since he's gone up and played in that forward role.
Pat Nevin with us, 15 minutes to go. 5 Live from the BBC. Here's Oxlade-Chamberlain's playing the ball beyond Firmino, who does well, actually does reach it, turns it back from the dead ball line. Salah infield. Oxlade-Chamberlain overhits the ball through, and that's an easy take for Oblak, who's able to take that under no pressure at all. So the score remains 1-0. Tomorrow 5 Live, the third day of Cheltenham. Coverage on 5 Live Sports Extra tomorrow from 1:15. Always a great listen, even if you're not a great racing fan. It's just really good radio. And then Gold Cup on Friday afternoon, 1 o'clock till 4 o'clock, and that is on 5 Live. Australian Grand Prix on 5 Live this weekend, as well as all of the usual Premier League matches. And as I say, the Merseyside Derby, Monday night, Goodison Park on 5 Live and Radio Merseyside. Savage playing the ball forward now for Llorente, who is in an offside position. It just strayed beyond Robertson, and actually just pokes the ball away. Free kick to Liverpool.
It's a wee bit tighter than I think the Liverpool players realised there. Looking along the line, yep, they've got it just about right.
So extra time is less than 15 minutes away. Well, 15 minutes plus added time. Paris Saint-Germain are heading through against Borussia Dortmund. 3-2 on aggregate, 2-0 on the night. St Mirren 1-0 up on Hearts, last we heard. The England-Spain game at the Sheba Leaves Cup, you'll be able to watch on BBC 4 and the iPlayer tonight. Oxlade-Chamberlain playing the ball back to Robertson. Robertson now to Mane on the left-hand side. It's dry for the time being, but still a swirly wind. Mane back towards Henderson. Henderson now out here to Alexander-Arnold. Salah, 2 men on him immediately. Back to Alexander-Arnold, who takes it on round Koke. His cross deflects. João Felix is the player it falls to on the edge of the box, and Atletico Madrid will take it away. No great pace, it must be said.
I think the Kings has come through, John. I think it is. I think they're worried about making mistakes now. Yeah. Even Liverpool are, obviously you expect the fullbacks to fly forward all the time, but they're taking in turns now. They do not want to get caught out. They realise that Correa up there is a little bit of a danger. They know that, Felix has looked quite good, but, not really provided a final ball there. But he is dangerous as well. There is that fear, and it's beginning to percolate a wee bit through the stadium just now, and certainly Liverpool are a little bit less gung-ho at the moment.
A goal for either side now could well take that team through to the quarter-finals of the Champions League. Here's Llorente on the right-hand side in the orange boots, plays it across. João Felix tries to work it into the area, blocked by Gomez. Then Saul Niguez goes for goal from 30 yards. And hits it so wide.
To be fair, John, he scored one 2 weeks ago from there with a volley, which is one of the best goals I've seen this season. So I think the Atletico Madrid fans will accept that, because he's done it quite recently.
Producer Juliet's a bit tense. She's just reached for the
alcoholic rub.
The alcoholic rub. She's rubbing her hands. 20 minutes has probably passed since we last did that. And listen, we're not 2 meters away from one another, are we? Here. It bounces out of play for a throw into Atletico Madrid.
It's been about 5 minutes now, nearly 3, 4, 5 minutes now.
Since you wash your hands?
No, since Atletico have actually got much more into the game. They're holding the ball in the Liverpool half-court, a bit now, which they hadn't been doing before. They seem to be growing in a little bit more confidence, more than Liverpool have, or else Liverpool are drawing them on, we shall see.
Here's Lodi on the left-hand side for Atletico. Swings over a decent-looking cross. Robertson heads it away, just out of the area. Wijnaldum, goal scorer Wijnaldum, gets it further away. Mane wriggles away from Trippier. First time ball from Mane to Salah, and then across comes a very calm Felipe to volley it behind, just as Salah was thinking it might be opening up.
That was the question I was asking you. Are they dropping back to play in the break? By the way, I mentioned about those 2 players down in the corner, 2 or 3 players not allowing Alexander-Arnold to take the corner. Have a look at them again now.
Yeah, they're crowding.
Deliberately crowding Alexander-Arnold's run up the space.
Very clever.
They're not allowed to do it. Get rid of them.
James Milner's going to come on for Liverpool. Actually, Alexander-Arnold ignores the substitutes, takes it short, gets it back from Oxlade-Chamberlain. Alexander-Arnold plays it across. Oh, Robertson on his left foot, edge of the area, went for glory and blasted it wide into the cup.
I think slightly the referee got in the way there. He was standing in front of him, so he had to change his run up, so he stuttered it a little bit, changed his angle, and it put him off before he got on the end of that there. It was a really decent chance to get a shot on target. Going to make a change now, I think, just now, as you mentioned, Milner beforehand. Yeah. Try to see who's injured.
There's nobody. There's an Atletico player who's down, but it's going to be Wijnaldum who makes way for James Milner, who was excellent at left back on Saturday against Bournemouth. In fact, no, Wijnaldum is just coming across for a word, and it's Oxlade-Chamberlain who makes way and gets a big hook from Jurgen Klopp. So Milner is on for Oxlade-Chamberlain.
Yeah, we always have to try and slightly guess where Milner's going to play, because he can play absolutely anywhere. He just settled in there in the central midfield area.
Oxlade-Chamberlain's contribution tonight?
Yeah, we're involved obviously in the goal. Had a lot of shots, a lot of pings at goal. He believes his own ability. Maybe made the wrong decision once or twice when he should have played, crosses in and passes in. But he's not been the only Liverpool player that's done that time. So yes, he's certainly done well enough.
We're into the last 10 minutes of the 90 now, in the 82nd minute to be precise. Still just the one goal on the night, so 1-1 on aggregate. Extra time beckoning. Salah inside the box. Lodi though is caught by Salah. Just trying to get to the ball. Salah caught him. Down he went. Free kick is given. And we're going to see the Croatian World Cup player Sine Versalco coming on. So I wonder if Kieran Trippier has a problem.
Do you know, I think Liverpool has changed the system. We're just keeping an eye. Have they gone for 4-2-3-1? And Salah's playing a little bit further up. He might go central. Firmino falling back into the middle of a forward three there, which allows Wijnaldum to play on the right hand side and Mane on the left. So maybe slightly more 4-2-3-1 they've just changed it to, with that change with Milner.
Atletico Madrid have changed their minds. Versalco's put his coat back on. Here's Milner, first involvement for the veteran. Milner plays it to Robertson. Robertson's ball's deflected away. Milner to 50-50. Milner in there with the challenge. And he got there. I think the point was going to be made by Milner to get to that ball first, which he did ahead of Llorente, but he just put it through and behind for a goal kick to Atletico Madrid. We're in the 83rd minute.
Yeah, just try to see. I mean, it's given Salah a little bit of a chance to move a little bit more central just now. You sometimes think, what's the point of having Mo that far out on the right hand side? You've got Alexander-Arnold. He's going to put player crosses in there for him anyway. And if Salah moves off that wing, it just leaves more space for Alexander-Arnold to run into. So Salah moving a little bit more central.
Full time St Mirren 1, Hearts 0 in the only match tonight in the Premiership. If you haven't heard, you must have heard. The Manchester City Arsenal game was postponed tonight. Liverpool leading Atletico Madrid 1-0. Salah keeping the ball in on the right hand side. More applause for Mo Salah, who finds Wijnaldum, who swirls the ball across. Oblak got a touch, bounces down, still in the area, over on the left hand side. Mane angles it back. Robertson might not get there. Challenge comes in, he does get there, Robertson, as the ball spins away. Milner now back to Henderson. Gomez now to the right hand side. Alexander-Arnold. Liverpool searching for the goal that would take the defending Champions League winners through to the quarter-finals of this year's competition. Currently all square. Milner away from Thomas Partey. Left-footed cross. Oh! Wijnaldum got his head to it. Overhead kick from Mane is over the top of the bar from 10 yards.
Maybe caught it slightly too clean there, but it really has confused that Atletico Madrid defence now, because with Salah moving away, it's left a lot of space here on the right hand side. They've not decided who's going to go out there. That's what left the space this time for Wijnaldum. His header wasn't quite as good this time as it was in the first half, so didn't get it on target. But Mane, he'll be pretty gutted, didn't get that on target. It's one of those ones. Overhead kick, catches it well. If it's on target, Oblak probably doesn't save it.
This could be a very tense 7 or 8 minutes coming up here. As the ball bounces through to Oblak. You've just switched on to us on 5 Live, already on Merseyside. We're heading for extra time at Anfield with a score of 1-0 on the night 1-1 on aggregate. Gomez with a header. Wind begins to swirl again around Anfield. Thomas Partey curls the ball over the top. Gomez had to get there, he did. Again, Liverpool's line was very high. Henderson finds Milner. Now Robertson. That's all England, Scotland over there. Milner again. Back to Robertson. Robertson's cross, good looking, hooked away by the right foot of Felipe. Then Mane wins a header on the edge of the area, but it's nodded away by Correa. Henderson. Warm applause after Van Dijk gives it back to the Liverpool captain. He turns it to the left hand side. Milner and Robertson over there. Back it goes to the left back. Liverpool dominating possession inside the Atletico half in the last 5 minutes of the second leg of this round of 16 tie. Van Dijk takes it, right for the ball, swung high across field, as we've seen so many times here. Salah gets it down, Salah into the area, wriggles his way free, left foot shot, curls narrowly over the top corner. I thought that was going to be a moment there, Pat, that you'd predicted.
I mean, how many times have we watched him do that in the past? But this time, brilliant, goes past 3 players there. Because he's been given more freedom in the last 4 or 5 minutes, he's just looking for space now. He's allowed to come off that wing. This time when he gets here, it's only 3 players to go by. Goes by them with ease, turns back onto his left foot. He wants it there. I think he's tried a little bit hard with it, because Oblak's been so good today. He's trying to give it a little bit more than it needed.
That was the moment. How many times in that sort of position have we seen the ball fly into the top corner from the left foot of Mo Salah, but not this time. Maybe 2 feet wide. Liverpool come again. Firmino through the middle. Mane, that's a lovely touch, but it takes it out wide, gives it back, lifted in by Robertson to the back post. Salah, lovely touch, back for the shot from Alexander-Arnold, which is blocked on the edge of the 6-yard box. Milner, excellent challenge to keep possession for Liverpool. Now Salah, inside the box on the right. Lovely little poke through for Alexander-Arnold, who wins the corner off Koke with his arms tucked behind his back. Corner Liverpool. The Kop, in their enthusiasm, throw another ball back onto the pitch. Corner taken short. Milner with a cross. That's headed away by Llorente, and the ball bounces out of play next to the corner flag for a throw in. Milner takes it quickly, gives it to Alexander-Arnold. His cross. Van Dijk heads it down. Mane again with an overhead kick, but again too much on it. High over the top and wide, and into the 4th row of the Kop.
Well, snatched it slightly there. He probably had a little bit more time than that. He could have actually brought it down and turned on it, but you know, if that one misses in the back of the net, you see absolutely brilliant. Lots and lots of pressure. You know they always do at Liverpool last 10 minutes. You know they're going to push as many players forward as they possibly can, and at the moment Mo Salah seems to be having his best little period of the game. He's growing into it now.
Home supporters trying to do their bit. Over 50,000 people inside Anfield. The Atletico fans in their thousands at the other end, from the Anfield Road end, watching Liverpool in possession, with Henderson who turns, curls a low pass out here to Alexander-Arnold. We're in the 89th minute. Firmino wriggles his way past Koke, gives it to Salah. Salah plays it past Lodi, then runs into the back of the Atletico defender, but he was looking for the foul there, Salah. The ball had long gone, and the referee waves away Salah's claims, and it's a goal kick to Atletico Madrid.
I'll slightly back him up. I'm not sure he was looking for it, but there's nowhere the defender can go. You're absolutely right. It's not a free kick. He's put it one side of him, but the defender just stays static. You know, he can't make himself disappear. So no free kick. Referee gets that one right. He's actually been pretty good, the referee tonight, hasn't he?
Been strong, actually.
And he's allowed it to flow a little bit as well, so he's made it a good game of football.
Could have shown cards, decided not to. Van Dijk now is fouled by Correa, who again protests. Free kick. Van Dijk wants Adrian to give it further up the field so Liverpool can take this back to Van Dijk. Wind strengthens in force. Van Dijk is then challenged by Correa again, who ends up in a heap on the ground. Liverpool carry on. Referee says play on. There's nothing wrong with Correa. Henderson flicks the ball to the right hand side. In the 90th minute, we're heading for extra time. A goal now would win it. Wijnaldum, back to Alexander-Arnold. Ball in is above Mane. 2 minutes of added time. We're into it. Milner now. Milner, late drama here at Anfield. Salah with a shot on the turn, but it's straight at Jan Oblak, the reliable Jan Oblak, who was able to fall forward and scoop the ball into his shirt.
You feel it's going to have to be something very, very special. It's going to be Oblak. I think he's been brilliant in the game tonight. Nothing he could do about the goal in the first half from Wijnaldum there. But in the second half, he's had a couple of very good saves, and all the accepted things that you know he's going to do. He does them with ease. He doesn't make a big deal out of them. Oh, he's been super tonight. The outfield players, we've not really spoken a great deal about the opposition for Liverpool tonight, but I think Thomas has been absolutely brilliant in that midfield there. I think quite a few British clubs will look at him and think, yeah, he could definitely do a job.
Yeah, still just 26 years old, Thomas Partey, very efficient. Liverpool come again in the first minute of added time. Robertson with a cross, but that's a stooping header away by Savage. Again Robertson goes short. More rain begins to sweep into Anfield here as Liverpool attack towards the Kop. Robertson with a flick. Mane can't get there. Atletico clear it to Joao Felix. They could be up on the counter-attack here. Koke lifts it forward for the run of Joao Felix, who will allow the ball to roll out towards the left-hand side. And then it's unceremoniously shoved over by Alexander Arnold, and it's a free kick to Atletico on the left-hand side. And Diego Simeone down there is suggesting, palms apart, to the referee, why isn't that a yellow card for Alexander Arnold? It's a free kick. And I think the ref's going to come and have a word with Diego Simeone, who turns and gestures to the Liverpool fans behind the Atletico dugout. And Danny McAlee, the referee, puts his hand on Diego Simeone's shoulder and says a couple of things, and Diego Simeone nods his head. Yeah. See.
Felix has just been clever there. He just runs and he waits to get a little shove, but he slows down and waits for his opponent to come on to him. So
in France, behind closed doors, Borussia Dortmund are heading out. Jurgen Klopp's old team. They're 2-0 down on the night, and Emre Can, the former Liverpool midfielder, has been sent off. Free kick then. Tense. Lodi plays it in, and the header is in! Oh, they've scored it! But the offside flag is up! Liverpool are saved by the flag. VAR will look at this, obviously.
Oh, this is tense. This is really tense. They've got to look at that. I mean, it's a good header. It's a solid. That's in the end of it there. Ball slid in. The referee looks quite confident, to be honest. I'm looking at it here the second time.
I think it's
well offside.
It's offside.
Just for a moment there. The entire bench of Atletico Madrid was on the pitch. Oh, that was the last moment of the game.
That's the last moment of the match. Oh my goodness. Talk about drama. It seemed that Liverpool were beaten by almost the final touch of the match, but the offside flag, the correct offside flag from the Dutch assistant on the far side, confirmed by VAR, that headed goal is ruled out, and the final whistle goes. Liverpool 1, Atletico Madrid 0, and we will have extra time here at Anfield, Pat.
Yeah, and that is the warning that Liverpool probably needed. They've been complete lots of dominance in this second half, and most of the first half as well. They've been in one or two little breaks from Korea, but total dominance, made quite a few chances, not been able to take them. Oblak's been very good at the back there. It must be very, very difficult if you're an Atletico Madrid player now to try and hold up to this, because the pressure just keeps on coming, and it will not stop for these next 30 minutes.
For a dread moment there, Anfield, the Liverpool supporters in here thought they were out of the Champions League. They're not. They're still in it. Extra time to come. 1-0 on the night, 1-1 on aggregate. Atletico Madrid getting extra time underway here at Anfield. And immediately up towards the edge of the penalty area. Atletico have made a change, incidentally, at the start of extra time. Only their second substitution. Yet Kieran Trippier must have a problem, and he's been replaced, like for like, by Sime Vrsaljko, the Croatian World Cup player, who will come on at right back. Liverpool have made only one change now, and of course extra time means you can make a fourth substitution if necessary. Liverpool attacking now towards the Anfield Road end. As the regulation 90 minutes finished, we had another intense and brief squally shower of rain. It's gone again. It's blown away towards the Pennines, and now Alexander Arnold finding Salah on the right. Back to Alexander Arnold. Across it comes to Van Dijk. Van Dijk back towards the right hand side. Alexander Arnold will go for an early ball into the box, but the excellent Oblak comes forward and catches the ball on the half volley and has it safely in his gloves again. 5 Live and Radio Merseyside from the BBC. Pat Nevin, former Scotland international winger, sitting alongside us in the commentary box, high in the stand here.
Yeah, just interested to see what they're going to do just now. I'm watching for Salko, who's come on from Trippier. He's taken up a very high position, and he's come up as ostensibly as a right fullback, but he's moved much further on than Trippier had started there. Is that a good idea? Are they going for it? Or is he left Mane free?
Robertson to Mane. Mane now into that right back area. Mane angles it back across. Wijnaldum, ball caught up underneath his feet just for a moment. Plays it square to Alexander-Arnold, who then plays it back to Wijnaldum. Space on the right, shoots from an angle. Saved by Oblak. Back to Wijnaldum. The cross and the header off balance in the middle. Firmino could only send it wide at the far post and behind.
A little bit wasteful that. That's a brilliant position to get in there. I think the first shot from the angle there was at Wijnaldum, flat side there. Maybe should have cut that across first time there. It's easy to say that afterwards. They really slowed the ball down there, and that's when Liverpool are at their best, when they zip that ball forward. They're really dangerous from those areas. Time eventually got the cross in there. The forwards are in there. Firmino was below the ball and he couldn't get any power on it. Not his fault at all.
Champions League holders have been taken to extra time by Diego Simeone's Atletico Madrid here at Anfield, and already 3 minutes into that first half of extra time. The question will be whether we're going to have one of those nervy extra time periods or whether it's going to be all action.
It's going to be nervy. Whatever happens, if Liverpool score, it's still going to be nervy. They can't afford to lose a goal, and obviously Atletico Madrid are going to go for it. At the moment, you know, Madrid will take penalties now, won't they? They take the penalties right this second.
Gomez playing it forward towards Wijnaldum. Wijnaldum playing it past Lodi, that's nice. And then taking it on down the right hand side. There are options in the middle. Wijnaldum's cross. Firmino's header, hits the post, comes back, it's in! Firmino scores at Anfield! What a time to do it for the first time this season! It seemed it had gone when it hit the post, but it fell invitingly back to the Brazilian. He couldn't miss that one, and Liverpool now lead 2-0 on the night, 2-1 on aggregate.
Finally he gets his goal there. It hung in the air for ages. He heads it down, not dissimilar at all to the first goal that Liverpool scored there, but it come up with the post there, and as you say, he could not miss the second one. He completely deserved it. The referee's got his finger in his ear saying they're going to check it. I cannot see anything that can possibly be wrong with that at all there. The cross on the right hand side was superb. However, Liverpool at the moment are going through, but they cannot relax. If Atletico score a goal now, they're going to.
Well, we give due praise to Oxlade-Chamberlain for his part in setting up the opening goal for Wijnaldum. There we have to give due praise to Wijnaldum for setting up that goal for Firmino. And Atletico coming through the middle. 2-0 on the night to Liverpool, 2-1 on aggregate. But if Atletico Madrid were to get a goal, then that would send them through on the away goals rule. As Wijnaldum is blocked on the far side, and it's a free kick to Liverpool out there 15 yards inside the Atletico half.
What a difficulty this place now. I mean, the tension was there. It was palpable the last 10 or 15 minutes of the game. I felt it a lot bit with the Liverpool players as well, and it's just been completely and utterly released, and it's just getting louder and louder and louder, and I suspect this will just keep on going to the end of the game if Liverpool can hold on to this.
Another goal for Liverpool would put it out of sight, surely. Alexander-Arnold swings it in, half-headed away, drops to Savic, who's able to volley it away into the centre circle. And now, this is all about bottle, isn't it, for Liverpool? Do you keep your foot on the accelerator, keep going, look for that third goal? It's out for a throw-in to Atletico in their left-back position.
John, I would say one thing about Liverpool. I think they're the best team in probably in Europe at game management at the moment. Their game management has been absolutely fantastic this season for the vast majority of it. So if anyone can see this out, it's Liverpool.
2-0 on the night. Wijnaldum in the 43rd minute. Oh, Adrian, that's a poor delivery away straight to João Felix. And now the chance. Oh, it's in! It's been scored by Llorente. What a finish from Llorente from just outside the box. Low and right right-footed. It flies past the dive of Adrian, and I'm afraid that Liverpool goalkeeper is culpable there. His poor clearance gave possession back to Atletico Madrid, and he was made to pay. What a finish though by Llorente. It's 2-1 on the night, 2-2 on aggregate, and with this scoreline, the holders are going out here at Anfield.
Well, as a keeper, you have to say, there's plenty of time for him. He's not getting pressed that fast just now. He's got 2 or 3 seconds to get his foot on the ball and play it wide to the left-hand side with Robertson. There's plenty of space there. I have no idea what he's trying to do. It doesn't look like a clearance. It looks like he's trying to pass into midfield. If you're a top quality player in that sort of area, you don't play it blind into that area anyway. Terrible mistake by the goalkeeper. We're going to have a look at it here for the VAR. The possibility of I don't think there's anything wrong with that at all. I think Liverpool are under pressure. This is going to stand this goal, I'm pretty sure about it.
Well, the referee's got his hand to his ear, but I think the goal's been given. I mean, the celebration here for Atletico Madrid has taken, how long has that taken? They were in a pile of bodies for quite some time, and only now does play resume again. The goal was scored in the 97th minute. We've now played, well, we're almost into the 99th. Well, that's stunned Anfield. Pat, you just said it, talking about game management, and then an error like that from the goalkeeper.
Well, you can do nothing about errors. You can do we've watched it in the last week or two in the Premier League. Goalkeepers making some incredible errors, really quite unforced errors as well. And I suppose it is the problem. The goalkeepers aren't goalkeepers, and secondarily they are footballers, and under pressure in those sort of situations they sometimes make mistakes, but there's been catastrophic ones this last couple of weeks, and that's right up there with them.
Yeah, and he's made one of his own before today, didn't he, in the FA Cup tie against Chelsea, offside flag against Joao Felix. So we have a situation here where Liverpool are winning the match, but they're losing the tie. Just like the last time Atletico Madrid were here 10 years ago, when Diego Forlan scored in extra time and Liverpool went out on the away goals rule, and Atletico went on to play Fulham in the final, remember. Salah on the right hand side. Liverpool need to score again. We're in the first period of extra time. 5 Live and Radio Merseyside from the BBC. A dramatic night at Anfield. Now Milner crossing from the right hand side, takes a touch off an Atletico Madrid head, comes out to Robertson angles it back, Henderson dinks it in, headed away by Partey, cleared further away, Salah off balance, went for the volley in the D, but hit it wide by 5-6 yards wide.
We're curious with Mo Salah. It's come to him again. There's a lot of time there. There's probably time to get that ball down there and maybe put half volley in. We're just watching that mistake again there from Adrian, and every time you watch it, it gets worse. I have no idea why you would play it into the most dangerous area of the pitch there when there's so much space to the left hand side. Quite simply, he panicked, and he's the only Liverpool player who's been panicking out there. I mean, you miss obviously Alisson Engel, who wouldn't necessarily make that sort of mistake.
Adrian just played the ball straight out through the middle, gave it straight to Joao Felix, who played it into the feet of Marcus Llorente, who finished really well actually from the edge of the box, slight angle, low into the bottom corner.
But the other thing was, Adrian didn't get his feet right either. Once he played that out, he didn't get himself set. I mean, every goalkeeper will tell you if they're going backwards after that sort of situation, they aren't set, they haven't got their angles right. He almost didn't dive for the ball when it was played past him.
2-1 on the night, 2-2 on aggregate. Atletico ahead on the away goals rule. Free kick to Liverpool on the right hand side, down the right wing. Alexander-Arnold with the delivery, here it is. Black comes through, it's over his head. He let it go in the end, I think. Had the whip on it, and the referee says he didn't. He got a little touch on that with his fingertips, and it's a corner.
No, he's changed his mind.
He's changed his mind.
Yeah, you're right, he did do that, and he's changed his mind.
Did the assistant perhaps give him some advice on that? Maybe.
Possibly. It's hard to really tell. He's tried to claw at it, but he's absolutely missed it. So, well, look, they've figured it out, they've got it right eventually. At this point in time, John, the other thing is, it's not panic stations yet for Liverpool. They've got to shoot into the cop for the second half, really. They can put all sorts of pressure on, but they could do with a goal now.
100 minutes have been played in Liverpool's 400th European match. Marcus Llorente is the match winner just at the moment, the 25-year-old, the summer signing from Real Madrid, who has a great pedigree. His great uncle was the great Francisco Gento, who was part of that original Real Madrid team. One of the greats, really. Gento, 6 times European Cup winner, and here he's made his own little mark on the Champions League. Liverpool not finished though. Salah moving from right to left, shoots into the back of Thomas Partey. The ball bounces up into the air. Wijnaldum is going to see the bouncing ball over the dead ball line. No, he isn't. He's challenged, and it's cleared away by Lodi, out of play down here in between Diego Simeone, who is all animation. He's going to make another change very shortly. I think Morata is going to come on, you know. Yeah, he's taking off his tracksuit top, Alvaro Morata.
The last thing you actually expected with him in this situation. You'd think maybe another defender to come on, but no.
Milner is challenged, the ball runs free, and Firmino takes possession. It seemed that Firmino perhaps had scored the crucial goal. The ball is threaded forward by Henderson, but overhits it, and Alexander-Arnold can't reach that, and it bounces into the hoardings.
I just wonder if Correa's got a little bit of cramp. No, Correa, Felix has got a little bit of cramp. A couple of times there he stopped in unusual situations, and yes, it is. Felix, I think he has actually. He has run, he has put an effort, and he's not had a massive impact in the game, Felix. You can tell he's a decent player, but it's not really caused a huge amount of problems, and Morata will come on now, and we shall find out how fit he is just now, because we all know that he's capable of scoring goals. Whether he's capable of scoring them in this sort of game, and more importantly for Atletico Madrid, can he actually hold the ball up? Because that's what they need, the ball held up, and not to go under pressure all the way to the end of this game.
On he comes, Atletico Madrid's number 9, still is on loan from Chelsea, even though he will join permanently in the summer. Top scorer, but as we've heard, not fully fit, so we'll have to have a look at him. And actually, he has first touch, he is clattered. Milner is protesting to Milner. Milner's not impressed. Morata gets up onto his feet, he's okay, and Liverpool take the free kick. We have played 104 minutes, very nearly, so half-time and extra time approaching. Liverpool are heading out with this scoreline. They're losing on the away goals rule. Robertson now carrying the ball forward, stabs it forward, bounces away, and Thomas Partey is able to win a throw-in for his team as Milner slides in with the challenge.
Once again, each time I watch Partey, he's always in the right area. He does that kind of Henderson role, plays the 5 in the position of covering his defenders, but always seems to know where the danger is. He's been really quietly, efficiently exceptional tonight.
We'll hear all of the reaction in the 5 Live Football Daily podcast, all of the interviews from downstairs after the match. Next week we plan to bring you commentary on Manchester City, Real Madrid, and Bayern Munich, Chelsea, depending on events. But Liverpool are heading out here. Tottenham out last night, Liverpool heading out tonight. Here's Lodi back towards the halfway line. The ball is sprayed out here, but in fact Mane cuts it out, that pass from Felipe, and now Milner head down, off down the left wing, back onto his right foot. Milner plays it square, and Sadio Mane tried to curl it across, took a deflection, carried it into the path of Wijnaldum into the D, still going, and then he's leaned into by Thomas Partey. No free kick, says referee McKelly. Now Firmino, he's challenged inside the box, but that was a clean one, that wasn't a free kick. Firmino went down, and now the danger here is that Atletico Madrid are breaking away on the counter-attack. Morata plays it square. Here's goal scorer Llorente on the edge of the D, shoots in, he scored again. Llorente surely is sending out Liverpool. The Champions League holders are being beaten here. 2-2 on the night, but 3-2 on aggregate. And Atletico Madrid celebrates in front of a silent cop. Llorente with his second goal in extra time. And now Liverpool are facing the exit in the Champions League.
Well, they are 2 exceptional goals, got to say that. It's a good breakaway, but the sluggishness of the Liverpool players to get back there. He didn't close down Morata. Morata gets the ball, he holds it up well, but he seems to know he has to wait for that Llorente to come onto the ball. He comes on, he is absolutely exceptional. He's got a laser guide he can put into that corner there, and that's twice he's put it in there. Real power, low down into the cop end. I suspect that guy will remember that all his life. It's not over yet, but it's a massive job Liverpool have got to do, and you've got to score very early at the start of the second period of extra time.
2-2 on the night. Liverpool 2, Atletico Madrid 3 on aggregate. Liverpool need to score twice without reply now. Atletico Madrid's players finally take up their position and Liverpool kick off. We've got 2 minutes of added time at the end of this first period of extra time. But Liverpool in big trouble now. Salah down the right hand side and the ball deflects away out of play for a throw-in next to the corner flag. Taken short. Suddenly the moon appears high above the Sir Kenny Dalglish stand on the opposite side of the ground from us. But Liverpool are waning. Here's the ball from the right hand side, which is headed away near the penalty spot. Diego Simeone is urging the referee to blow his whistle for the first period of extra time, but still will play on. Simeone's absolutely furious. He's waving both arms at the referee. He's going to make another change, but he's demanding that the whistle goes. Salah, outside of his boot, plays it into the box. Versalco heads it away rather acrobatically. Now Milner, left-footed cross from James Milner, high into the penalty area. Wijnaldum gets his head to it. Firmino tried to pull it down. Atletico got there in the nick of time, and 2-goal Llorente cleared it away to the halfway line. Still, Simeone is appealing and pleading for the whistle to go.
Yeah, no, but they celebrated so long after the goals that the referees had an extra time on, but no more.
Jurgen Klopp's going to make a double change at half-time and extra time. Origi and Fabinho are going to come on. And Atletico, likewise, the experienced Jose Jimenez is coming on. But what a first period of extra time that was, Pat. First, Firmino scored for Liverpool. That seemed to do it for the holders. But then 2 goals from Llorente has shocked Anfield. It's 2-2 on the night, 3-2 Atletico on aggregate.
Well, you certainly couldn't call that one. The mad 15 minutes that we've had there, but I think a lot of it has to go down to the goalkeeper, the mistake he made there, Adrian. It just gave a little bit of hope to Atletico, who seemed to have just about none left in his line, giving them it on a play. I still don't think this is over yet. An early goal at the start of this, in this sort of stadium, with the players that Liverpool have got, it's not over yet.
So, situation is that it is 2-2 on the night here at Anfield, but Atletico Madrid leads 3-2 on aggregate. And that means Liverpool must score twice in this second period of extra time. Now, changes have been made. Fabinho has come on for the captain, Jordan Henderson, who of course is only just back from injury. So Fabinho is on, and also Jimenez is on for Atletico Madrid, the experienced Uruguayan international. And they've taken off Correa, so there's been a bit of a rejig here for Atletico.
They've gone to a 4-5-1 Atletico, so they're going to try and just soak up the pressure and just hope to lose no more than 1 goal.
Cross from the right hand side. Origi was going to come on as well. He is on. Origi is on. Who's placed it?
Well, so Origi, Henderson off, Fabinho off, and Fabinho on, and Wijnaldum, he can come off as well, yeah.
So Wijnaldum off, Origi on.
Yeah.
So Liverpool actually still have 1 change they can make. But Divock Origi is on. How they need a goal from Divock Origi, the man who comes up with the magic goals. Jurgen Klopp is absolutely furious with the ball boy for taking his time to get the ball back onto the pitch after Liverpool win a free kick on the right hand side. He duly obliges. Here's Mane now. Mane crosses, diving header away by Savage. Liverpool striving for the first of these 2 goals that they need. Now, low ball across from Mane. Oblak dives and pushes it away, and it falls to the feet of a teammate, and it's cleared away to the halfway line.
They're trying to get their defence out of here, Madrid, but they're going to be under pressure for the rest of this game. It's an absolute stick-on just now.
Liverpool pouring on the pressure as they attack towards the Kop. Cross from Robertson. That's blocked down into the full-back position, and it's cleared away by Versalco. This is the one for Morata to chase, but he's beaten to that comfortably by Gomez, who sees it back to the goalkeeper. So Divock Origi taking up his customary position on the left-hand side. He's not scored in 17 appearances. Be a good time to get another one now. Here's Salah running from deep to Mane on the right-hand side. Mane now in so many miraculous turnarounds by Liverpool here at Anfield in European matches over the years. But this would be right up there with them if they're able to do it against Diego Simeone's Atletico Madrid. Firmino does well. Persistence wins a corner. Corner from the right. Alexander-Arnold to take it. Here it is, delivered to the edge of the 6-yard box. That's headed away well for Atletico. Comes back into the box. Then the clearance from Lodi, who just hammers it downfield. There's no one there in a black shirt.
Well, Lodi's struggling to even walk at the moment. He's absolutely out of it. He's got his socks down near his ankles just now, and he's been suffering from cramp as well.
Alexander-Arnold now goes for an early ball across. That comes off the head of Felipe. Ball deflects to Van Dijk. Now back to Robertson. I mean, an early goal in this second period of extra time would certainly put the wind up Atletico Madrid. Salah plays it into the box. Mane now tries to take it on, then throws himself to the turf. I mean, the ball had so long gone there by Sadio Mane. That was absolutely desperate to try and win a penalty with that.
Just out of interest, I mean, I'm sure it's one thing you don't want to see in some ways. If you know that Van Dijk's playing as centre forward, you know you're in trouble. Van Dijk's centre forward.
Here's Salah now. Salah, packed penalty area that he's trying to find his way into, but Lodi comes across and lifts it out of play for a throw down the right hand side. Liverpool have Atletico Madrid pinned in there in front of the Kop. Throwing Gomez to take this. Gomez back right up against the hoardings here. 6 or 7 yards from the corner flag. Up he comes. Here's the throw. Arrowed in towards the near post. Firmino tries to flick it on. It comes off Thomas Partey. Bounces straight behind for another corner.
Yeah, and no clear-cut chances yet, but they've got all the pressure, all the possession. They just need a little bit of luck just now. They deserve a bit of luck, Liverpool.
Alexander-Arnold curls it. It's gone out. Oh, another brilliant save by Oblak. Regardless, from Mane's header at the back post. He clawed that out superbly, but the flag was up and it's a goal kick.
It's a real shame that's not really good at all. If you get a corner kick, you want to put a little bit of pressure on. Everybody's up there. It's going to kill another minute, and these minutes are precious for Liverpool just now.
109 of the 120 minutes have been played. Liverpool have just over 10 minutes to score 2 goals without reply. Otherwise, Jurgen Klopp's Champions League holders are going out in the last 16. Van Dijk, long and forward with his ball into the full-back position, but Salah can't reach that, and the struggling Lodi just about sees it out. He's really struggling. Jimenez, incidentally, has taken up a position on the right side of the Atletico Madrid defence, so effectively playing with 3 central, a back 5.
Yeah. Basically, they've got one guy up front, and everybody else is going to get behind the ball as much as possible when they lose possession. It's sensible, they're hard enough to break down at the best of times, but now that they know they actually can afford to lose 1 goal, it's a long shot, and every second that passes makes it longer and longer and longer. But I'm still not writing them off yet, Liverpool.
No, don't write them off. Not after Barcelona, not after Borussia Dortmund. 2 of the great nights under Jurgen Klopp.
The problem is the best players aren't playing at their best just now. You're not getting enough out of Firmino. Salah's been getting quiet tonight, but just moments of brilliance. You just need a moment now.
Milner now with the captain's armband on. Here's Fabinho, Mane, Van Dijk's forward of the centre circle. This wind continuing to swirl around. It's becoming a cheerless night here. Cheerless for Liverpool in the Champions League. Salah wins the ball back just outside the D, gives it square to Robertson. Now Origi on the left hand side. Divock Origi up against Versalco. Right foot shot, dragged it well wide of the near post.
Just desperation, nothing more than that. There's no shot on there really. It was a terrible angle. Liverpool are in the opposition box, but there's no space. There's nobody making an angle there, because quite simply there's a whole bunch of black shirts right in front of them. It's going to be really tough to break down a team who know how to do this.
If you've just switched on, Liverpool are on the way out. It's 2-2 on the night. They're 3-2 down on aggregate. 5 Live Sport will be on air until Colin Murray takes over, a little later than advertised. Origi hooking the ball forward to Mane, but immediately 2 Atletico Madrid players are onto him, plays the ball infield. Koke then forward, and then Morata is bundled over by Gomez, and Atletico Madrid will take all of their time. And indeed, just as they're waiting for the free kick and the referee's leaning over Morata, one of their players just kicks the ball a little bit further away. They're absolutely superb at this.
It's infuriating, it's torture. It's almost an object lesson in how to kill time at the moment from the opponents. I mean, they're still not taking this free kick now, taking the eternity. 3 different players have left it for each other.
And then they play it downfield. Van Dijk comes across and actually has to head it away here to Alexander-Arnold, who will hike it back to Adrian, who will then lift it back out to Alexander-Arnold. who will then take it down very nicely and hit it downfield, and then it's headed out of play on the halfway line. And Liverpool are going to use that forced substitution, and the recent Japanese signing Takumi Minamino is going to come on. He's yet to score for Liverpool, and he takes the place of Roberto Firmino, who's finally scored his first goal at Anfield this season. 20th appearance it is since he last scored here. Milner angling it forward, finds Origi on the left hand side. Origi touches it back. Here's the cross from Robertson, headed away by Thomas Partey. Back out towards Robertson, who allow it to roll. Gets the ball from the ball boy, who's actually still sitting in front of the hoardings. Ball immediately back into the hands of Andy Robertson, who might just have a problem over there. Robertson gets the ball back and then gives it away. Yes, he is. Playing hamstring for Robertson. Milner plays it in. Van Dijk's up there, and it comes off Van Dijk's head and just is glanced away through. And I think the referee's given a free kick there.
And they've used all 4 substitutes. Am I right?
Yep.
Well, that's not good news in a number of areas. He's important to Liverpool, but you can probably guess as a Scotsman that's slightly concerning for me as well.
Yep, with the playoff coming up against Israel. Well, I say it'd be a great time for Origi to get another goal for Liverpool. It'd be a great time for Minamino to score his first for the club. But saying that,
it's tailed off,
and saying those very words just has a ring of desperation about it from a Liverpool point of view. It's asking an awful lot.
There doesn't seem to be a spark out there just now. There's times when I expected this 15 minutes to be mayhem. Charging forward, putting massive amount of pressure. It's not really started yet, and they're leaving it very, very late now.
Milner takes the ball in front of his penalty area and runs out towards the halfway line, then gets it back. 114 minutes have been played. 6 minutes to go, just under that, plus added time. Liverpool have to score twice without reply, otherwise they're out. Mane now in field. Lodi with a challenge. Mane with a curling shot, but couldn't get enough bend on it from the angle, and it flies past the post.
He's worked really hard, Mane. I have to say, I'm very impressed with him tonight. He's obviously not got a goal, he's not created, but his work rate's been fantastic. He's grabbing his legs as well. He's suffering from cramp. He's put so much work in tonight, and maybe in the end that's what's got Liverpool so far. At the end of this season, Salah's been just half a yard off. You're looking a little bit tired. Don't blame him. Just their work rate, the amount they've asked of that front three this season has been incredible. And all three of them, to be honest, Firmino and Salah and Mane have looked a little bit tired tonight.
Ball up towards Van Dijk, who's taken a clattering from Jimenez. Goes down holding the side of his head. Jimenez signals to him. He's a tough Uruguayan, Jimenez. He waves his arm as if to say, get up. And then down goes Morata under the challenge from Fabinho. No free kick. Liverpool with Origi on the left-hand side. Origi round the outside of Versalco. Crosses, Versalco deflected into the cup. And it's a corner. Morata has he's struggled since he's come on. Milner crossing now into the edge of the penalty area, headed away by Saúl Ñíguez. Back it comes. Robertson plays it square, and now Alexander-Arnold finds Salah on the right hand side. 4 minutes to go. Time quickly passing by. Minamino crossing from the right hand side towards Van Dijk, but he was well watched, and then Oblak comes for it. Milner with a challenge, and he's upended Oblak, who was off the ground at the time, and has ended up in a heap, and it's a free kick.
Yeah, I think Oblak actually may have got a little bit of an injury. I don't know how much he's acting that at all, but as you say, it's kind of desperation just now. It's just those little things you want from Liverpool, when they're at their very best to win twos. They've not come off, have they? They've tried it. I'm really impressed with the fact that, in the second period here, Salah's tried to do those little things, like nick little balls into the area, getting on the end of them, but they've been against a team that I've been expecting, that have been waiting for it, and laying those little traps, and they've cut it out time and time again. And it's not just one player. I mean, I'm being impressed by Thomas, but there's been a few of them in there. There's a few intelligent defenders out there, and they've coped with this second period quite well.
Yeah, Robertson is struggling. So you said, Pat, there's a few of them. Morata's clearly not right. He's jumping for the ball now and just trots away. I mean, he's just come on as a body, really.
Well, having said that,
he set up the goal.
He set up the goal, and he set up the goal really well by holding it brilliantly.
Alexander-Arnold can't keep the ball in. Now this cold wind is is swirling around Anfield. It's got a really unfriendly chill to it.
Something you don't often see in European nights. Quite a number of Liverpool fans have given up now and beginning to walk out.
Atletico with the ball deep inside Liverpool territory. Morata wins a corner. I'm not sure initially it was given to Atletico Madrid. Morata, though, celebrated wildly when he got it. He punched the air in front of all of those Atletico Madrid fans who, in the face of the current world troubles, the coronavirus, have come here to Merseyside and to Anfield in their numbers, and they're being rewarded here, as it seems that their team are going through. The corner is taken short, and there's a little confrontation there between Morata and Alexander-Arnold, and their heads were quite close to one another there for just a moment or two. The referee is right on the spot. Yellow card for Alexander-Arnold, yellow card for Morata.
Yeah, Morata knows exactly what he's doing there. Just caused a little bit of trouble, pushed back. He got pushed off, and it was a foul. He should just get on with it. But he knows it's going to take up a little bit of time. It's right there. It's the furthest corner of the pitch away from where Liverpool want to be just now. And I'm looking at those, the body language and those Liverpool players out there. They don't believe now, and I don't think there's any Liverpool fans in here that believe anymore.
We're in the final minute now of extra time. Liverpool must score 2 goals without reply, and that is not going to happen, surely.
Another yellow card for Saul this time.
Saul Niguez, yellow card for stopping Liverpool taking a quick free kick. Liverpool move it forward quickly. Up it goes towards the edge of the area. Bounces down. Salah on the edge of the D. Sliding challenge. That looked as though it might have struck an arm. Referee was right there and says no. And Jose Jimenez, who's come on and shown real leadership qualities in the dying moments of this tie, just hacks it away downfield. Liverpool come again. The fourth official is there with his board. It's got to come now for Liverpool. Salah on the edge of the box. The challenge comes in on him, but it's cleared away by Felipe. Comes back. Alexander-Arnold. In it goes from him. Cleared away by Savic. 2 minutes of added time. That's all there is to play. And Liverpool need 2 goals. Saul Niguez up into the centre circle to Llorente. Remarkable first period of extra time for Llorente, who plays it through to Morata, and Morata runs onto this. Morata to finish it. Left foot into the net. Atletico Madrid are going to win here at Anfield. 3-2 on the night, 4-2 on aggregate, and Diego Simeone's team are knocking out last season's Champions League winners. Liverpool on the way out. Morata, who almost was playing on one leg, took that away into the net beyond Adrian, and now Madrid celebrates inside Anfield.
It's a horrible moment for those Liverpool fans, but I think they know their team have just run out of gas. Almost in the entire season they've run out of gas. They've gone out of the FA Cup, they've now gone out of the Champions League. I mean, they've got the League One just now. They're now beginning to lose games all over the place, and quite simply, it looks to me as if there's too many players that have gone to the well too often with the same group of players, and it's a real shame. Don't forget the fact that over the vast majority of the 90 minutes of this game they were the better side and they should have won it, but when they've needed to turn up the gas near the end of the game, there's been nothing in the tank, absolutely nothing left in this last 15-20 minutes.
So it's going to be defeat in the tie and defeat on the night. Liverpool's first home defeat in 43 home matches in all competitions. First time they've ever lost a European match at Anfield under Jurgen Klopp's management. Unless they can come up with a goal here. It's played across but cleared away on the edge of the 6-yard box by Felipe. Comes back for Liverpool again, but we're in added time at the end of extra time, and Milner's ball forward will run through for a goal kick. And Diego Simeone and all of his staff and the substitutes and the non-playing members of the squad are there, and the final whistle goes here at Anfield, and Diego Simeone urges the thousands of Atletico Madrid supporters to celebrate wildly, and then does likewise, and he walks across now. He's looking for Jurgen Klopp, and there they are. They actually knock elbows together rather than shaking hands. and Jurgen Klopp walks away a beaten man the first time that he's lost a European match at Anfield as the Liverpool manager. And Liverpool's crestfallen players now applaud the Kop. Liverpool may soon get their hands on the Premier League title that they so want, but their grip on the Champions League trophy has been released by Atletico Madrid, who've won 3-2 on the night, 4-2 on aggregate. Pat Nevin.
Yeah, you feel sorry for those Liverpool players because they've had such an incredible season, but it's just been too much for them. They're wrecked, they're exhausted out there. Football's unfair sometimes. They were the better team for the vast majority of this game. Well done, Atletico Madrid. Well organised, well structured. Am I watching a team that's likely to win the Champions League this season? I think not. I don't think they're that good a team. It was there for Liverpool to be won. They had the chances, just as Graham was saying earlier on. They had plenty of chances in that 90 minutes to win that game, and it all come down to one terrible mistake by your stand-in goalkeeper, and that changed the entire match, the entire tie. Having said that, have Liverpool got enough energy to go and push on and win that Champions League had they got past this stage? I suspect not. I think they've run out of gas.
Liverpool did lead 2-0 at one stage. Wijnaldum, Firmino scoring that goal in the first period of extra time, but then 3 more for Atletico Madrid in extra time. But first, the mistake from Adrian. Llorente shot into the net. Llorente got another one in that first period of extra time. That really swung it away from Liverpool, and then Morata finished the job right at the end. So, there we are. Liverpool will not make it to 3 consecutive Champions League finals. They're out at the last 16 stage. Liverpool 2, Atletico Madrid 3, 4-2 on aggregate.